What is going on, everybody? We are back, baby. It is Know the Ledge on Saturday morning. Let's go. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. Hopefully, all my systems are working okay. Uh, I had some issues on the NBA report last Thursday. So, we want to avoid any of that going forward if we can. Let me just double check. Okay. Yeah, I hear it. All right. We good. All right. I'm feeling good about it. Yeah, man, because things were not rocking the way they should be rocking. Got that morning cup of Joe in my Grinch mug here. Holiday season is right around the corner, y'all. Don't sleep. Listen, Nick Nation's gonna find out if you naughty or nice. Hopefully you nice, because we need these Knicks to play well, man. Because if you naughty, it's gonna be a long season. Just saying. I don't mean to be the guy to bring it up, but you know how it is. Anyway, salute to everybody. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for rocking. It's another great Saturday that we're all live and here to talk about whatever we want to talk about, man. Especially, the fact that we are able to talk about these Knicks. Yeah. So, if any of y'all happen to watch the NBA report, right here, this damn thing right here, this was the culprit. Get up out of here. Yeah, man. Got to get out with the old and with the new. I can't show you the new one because it's plugged in, but you get it. Yeah, man. I was frustrated. I couldn't believe anything. And nothing I plugged into that thing was working. Except the light. Mic wasn't working. Camera wasn't working. The mouse wasn't working. I was like, but the light was working. And the funny thing is I plugged the light into every other spot that I had the other plugs in, and the light still worked. Modern technology. Anyway, shout out to everybody. I see y'all streaming in. Appreciate y'all. Let me salute to the people that I see so far. JJ in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you. Happy Saturday to you as well. Cormega's here. What's going on, Cormega? Yo, you dropped that fire, yo. I especially like that track with Nas, and there's that one with Havoc. Actually, I think the one with Havoc is my favorite joint on the album, yo. You coming back with that heat, Cormega, for real. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Keith Turner is in the building. Salute. Let me see how. Check out the other thing here. Check out how this signal strength is working. All right. I wish it was a little bit. Hold on one second. Let me just move this out the way. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Let me just do this. Clean you guys up a little bit. I don't have cleaning up the camera music. Sorry. All right. Let's see if that's a little better for my liking. And then I do the little. Let's see here. Yeah, man. Okay. I think that looks a little better to me. The stream is another story. I can't help what the internet is doing. The internet is extra crazy right now. Even though I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, Juju's in the building. Salute. Appreciate you, Juju. Thank you for being here. Jeremy Nussbaum is in the building. Salute to you as well. Good to see you. Who's this guy? These World of Hoops. Oh, These World of Hoops. Appreciate you, my brother. Good to see you. AKA, you know who you are. Appreciate you, my bro. Cash Out James, gold all in my. You know what I'm saying? What up, Cash Out? Good to see you, bro. Andrew Gutierrez. Hey, salute, my brother. I don't think you've been in here in a minute. if that's the, yeah, you know, I haven't seen your name in the chat in a while. Salute to you. I mean, I think I've seen it before, but I just don't remember seeing it in quite some time. So welcome. See, Cartagina's in the building. What up, Cartagena? Good to see you. Hector Gaston. I'll star this. I'll come back to it, Hector. Hey, Victor is in the building. Nick fans, Brazil is here, folks. Good to see you, bro. Worldwide L is in the building. Salute. Stafford Don is in the building. The Don himself, the one and only, the number one Don Dada. Appreciate you, bro. Good to see you, man. My antagonist. Yeah. Sherwin is in the building. What's going on, Sherwin? One day we're gonna agree about something. I know it's coming. It's right there. It's on the horizon, brother. I know it's coming, Sherwin. All right. So I think I got everybody that's actually in the chat. I know there might be a couple more people out there that's watching, viewing right now. Salute to y'all. Thank y'all for being here and rocking with us. Always good to see everybody. And also, let me give a quick shout out to these people once again, to all the channels in the Knick community and the people in the chat right now rocking with us. My guy Victor from Knicks Fans Brazil. If you haven't checked out Knicks Fans Brazil, please do. Really good content, really good channel. You know, he continues to put out, like, you know, Victor be working for you guys, man. He be working. He's trying. He continues to get great guests. I think recently you had Jonathan Givney on, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's his name. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and I got a bad memory, bro. I got a really bad memory. I know you had prior to him, man, the gentleman who did the book about the Knicks in the 90s. My memory is rotten. Listen, don't judge me. I'm a good guy. Really. I'm sorry. But the point is, Knicks Fans Brazil always hitting you with that quality content. Not to mention my guy, D is Ball and D Poetic, aka D the Knick Analyst, you know what I mean? From D's World of Hoops. If you haven't checked out D's World of Hoops yet, please do, man. Another quality channel with good content. And he's giving you content a little more readily now. He's giving you pre-game stuff, post-game stuff on the following day. You know, he sprinkles in some other things here and there. So definitely check out his channel. And let me see. There was one more I saw in here. That's right. Worldwide L. And For the Love of the Game with my guy Hard Will. So that's Worldwide L and Hard Will on For the Love of the Game. That's right. The number 4, OUR, Love of the Game. Check them out, man. Always good content. And you know, they need to continue to receive that love. I've mentioned it a couple different times. I think I've kind of exhausted it now, but I'm gonna mention it one last time. You know, their channel went through a big overhaul. Someone, you know, basically spammed their channel with some inappropriate stuff that had nothing to do with them. YouTube flagged the channel, took the channel down, man. And that was a shame because at that time, I don't know where they were, but I think they were at like 500 or subscribers or maybe more than that. Maybe it was plus 500. I don't remember, but it's a shame to lose all those subscribers and then have to earn them back. And, you know, listen, I mean, they're doing the damn thing. Now they got 2 channels, one channel with 400 plus and another channel with 700 plus. I mean, think about it. In actuality, that's over 1,000 right there. It's a shame. They should already be monetized and doing their thing like that. But YouTube, come on, man. Anyway, but let them rock now and show them some love, man. Definitely check out their content. Shout out to Hinton Murphy in the building. Hinton, what's up, brother? Appreciate you. And Soul Finger. You know, I wonder how Soul Finger feels. You know what I mean? because he's Soul Finger number 12. Soul Finger is a part of the blaxploitation movement back in the day with all the funky movies we used to watch, like the Mac and all that, and Dolomite. But then I'm not saying anything, but some say Goldfinger was a playoff of Soulfinger. So James Bond, you know what I mean? Soulfinger. You might have to be you might have to talk to some people out there, man. Salute to everybody. Okay, let me put this in the chat. As always, guys, you definitely are welcome to join if you have the time and you feel like speaking on the panel. By all means, the invite is there for you if you want it. And also to any new people out there that still are, apprehensive or hesitant about joining the panel, listen, you don't have to stay on a long time. You don't have to worry about getting into an argument. On this show, I want you guys to feel like you can come on, say what you want, and if you only want to stay 2-3 minutes, it's fine. But feel comfortable enough to get on, say something about what you want to talk about, and even if you just want to drop a question. You guys know I don't have a phone line or anything as of yet, but if you want to just jump on, drop a question, we can answer the question. We can start doing it like that, make it a little easier for people. Maybe they feel like, oh, if I could just go on for 1 minute, drop my question, it'll be like me calling in. Huh? You can give your opinion if you want on something and then drop a question. Either way. So definitely feel comfortable. And we'll go from there. Good to see you. My guy, John, still Knicks fans in the building. Appreciate you, my bro. Good to see you. All right. Okay, yeah. So I don't know how you guys feel, man. I'm excited. I am not going to lie to you. This week is like, how as a kid, like a holiday is coming or Christmas is coming or anything that you look forward to and you're just waiting for the build up and then you're getting closer and closer and now you're a week away. This is how I feel about this week. I ain't going to lie to you. I mean, because not only is still Knicks fans going to be unveiling a little bit of a new look, right? So that means this show is going to get a little bit of a new look next Saturday. The SKF weekly show is hopefully going to get a new look on Monday, if I have time and everybody else has time to get everything done. But I think we're good. I hope we're good. But if there's anything that goes wrong, just understand that it will push it to the following Monday. But I think it'll be this Monday. But you never know when you're trying stuff. Anything can happen, right? NBK, our NBA report show, is not going to get a new look because we like the look of it. We like the sound of it. Our intro is fire. But we're just going to add some things to it to make it a little bit better experience and more involved for everybody. So that's coming. Also, next week is opening week, man. Knicks opening day on Wednesday against Memphis in Memphis. Then we got the Friday game home opener at the Garden. And I'm telling you, I can't wait for the Friday game because I know that's when I'm going to be in the building. If you guys haven't seen already or watched the most recent NBK show from last night, Sim kind of went over some of the people that might be in attendance for Friday's game. We're talking a lot of the NBK fam. Unfortunately, International Andy can't be there. He is in Poland. That's far, far away. But, we're talking, obviously, Sim is going to be there. Steph is going to be there. Tony Crow is going to be in the building. Isaiah is going to be in the building. And NBK is going to do something special in regards to Isaiah's father, who unfortunately just recently passed away. Once again, condolences and prayers to Isaiah and his family. Appreciate you, my bro. And I hope you know that I reached out through NBK because I don't have any of your socials, brother. Isaiah, we need to link up. I need to get your number. I don't have any of your social handles. I tried looking for Chef Zay. I got like 12 Chef Zays. I don't know. I'm just saying, man. I was definitely trying to reach out to you and show you my love and my support and condolences to you and your family. So rest in peace to your pop, bro. So yeah, Isaiah's gonna be in the building, and we're gonna, MBK is gonna do something special for him and his father. Totally deserved. I never got a chance to meet Isaiah's father, but I hear he was a really good guy, big Knicks fan. So we lost a good one. Also, Josh is going to be in the building, and I know you would think, okay, it's MBK. Josh is always MBK, but Josh lives far. Josh is in the Carolinas, man. So if Josh can come down and make it, that's a big thing. You also got a bunch of other podcasters in the building. Still, Knicks fans is going to be in the building. Jose won't be there this time around. He was trying to go, but the tickets sold out. So maybe next year we can get all three of us. But this year, John is going to be there. So it'll be myself and John in the building on Friday. One of the guard up Knicks might be in attendance. There's just a slew of other people that might show up. Even my man Jay Ellis might be at the Legends. We're going to do a pregame, postgame before the Knicks game. He might be at the Legends bar. And that's another shout out to everybody. If anybody can't make the Knicks game on Friday, I know the tickets might be sold out, or even if there's some tickets that are available, those tickets might be really expensive and hard to come by. Definitely feel free to come to Legends. Legends is free. I mean, you might have to get a couple drinks. Could be soda. Don't have to be drinks. But come to Legends, man. Watch the MBK thing. All right. So let me get some people in here. I got some people that are all through here right now. Let's get them in here. Let's see here. Bang, 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 bang. Woo.
Wow, look at that. What's good, y'all?
Wow. What's up? What's happening, D? What's happening, L? What's happening, John from...
What's going on, brother?
John from Still Knicks fan. Oh, I didn't know it was
yeah,
you.
That's me.
Yeah.
You see?
What's happening?
Chilling. Real quick, because I got to run to work, but I wanted to say great job, everybody. I wanted to send much love to everybody. I'm looking forward to season 3. Man, the season's gonna be great. We're gonna start off with Memphis. Hopefully, get a win. It's gonna be a tough game, and hopefully we go from there, man.
Yeah.
Everyone on the chat, peace, love, respect. D, peace, love, respect. Worldwide L, peace, love, respect. I'm out of here. I just wanted to jump on in real quick, give a shout out to everybody, and I'll catch y'all on Monday.
All right, brother. Thank you. Listen, I was wondering because I see John in the corner of my eye in the window. I thought he was practicing for his airline signals. I guess he was doing this for me to get. Oh, I got it now.
It's like, hurry up.
See you, bro. Yeah, man. All right. Have a great day at work, bro.
Yeah, man.
Take care. That's what bosses do. They just pop in every now and then, make sure everything's okay. I got to go to work.
Hey, man, listen. That's it, man. That's it. What's going on, fellas? How you doing? What's happening? Worldwide L, I see you in the building. You at work, aren't you?
Yo, they got me in here on the Saturday. I told you. And what time we logged off last night? Probably like 1.
It was late.
Right back at it again.
That's
oh my God, I'm back at it again.
There you go, man. There you go. And D, everything cool on your end, brother?
I'm chilling. I'm just reading the chat, but I'm all gravy, ready to go today, bro.
All right, sounds good. Okay, guys. So, I want to do this because it's kind of like my own thing that I like to do. I like to give love because I got the platform to do it. So I want to give love to my guy everywhere I can. I haven't done it here, so I want to get this out the way so that I'm content in myself, right? So before we really get in, oh, look at this, another gentleman jumping on the hopefully he'll jump back in the panel. I see him trying to get in. But before I get him in here, if he can come back in, let me hit this intro, and then we'll get into a quick J Boogie joint that you guys may have heard, but I don't know if everybody's heard it, so I want to give everybody a chance to hear the joint. So let's get to the damn intro, wherever the hell the intro is. Golly. Hey, and we're back. And you know what? Let's just transition right up. Boom.
New York, on your blue, tried and true, we the Knicks. New York, on your blue, tried and true, we the Knicks. New York, we still some Knickerbockers. Whole world shockers, all eyes on us. Coming in like Willis Reed. Y'all gon' see all eyes on us. New York, New York. All eyes on us, all eyes on us. Coming in like Willis Reed. Y'all gon' see all eyes on us. We still some Knickerbockers. Whole world shockers, all eyes on us.
What Leon Rose did, no spite of the future set for the young kids. Let off, this a straight aim. I wish the worst in the best way for Danny Ainge. You wanna rob us for our draft picks? Strip us down, take the logo off New York Knicks. I guess by now you don't feel the shine. Them ain't trades we pulling up, them quitting grinds. Let me give you a little history. Us New Yorkers reacting, man, you quickly. Why you think we got the media watching? Fast break through the legs, here come that Obi Toppin. Straight fashion, we got the best clothes. When you in shape, you take your shirt off like Derrick Rose. All you used to be Knicks fans, go ahead and switch. This that block nest mustard for money Mitch. Like please Tom, no time to play. I walk in the garden with a pea coat like I'm Fournier. A Nick jersey, some Levi's, some butter Timbs. This ain't a loop, this a alley-oop, the Jericho Sims. Keep it real, however, we got a different style. I call Deuce for the pressure, he give me 8 miles. Famous line for the dice game. What the bet is? I raise it up for the cam and call it reddish. You read the Bible and know the Quran. Just live your dreams every day, make the team like Quan. Catch the youth before they hit their prime. Work hard, get rewarded, come on Hartenstein. I'm talking to all the East guards. I brought Jaden from the West, now he's an East guard. The same number 11, you know the rod strict. Now you playing against a squad with a baby pick. Look at Julius right now, he know it's game time. That off-season lose weight pivot baseline. That big bucket being made when it's crunch time. That jab step left hand in your face time. I know Drake represent, you see the 6 hard. But turn it upside right, you see that's 9 guard. This time around for the season, I'm making prop bets. I need 26 mil off that Tyler check. The truth is you gotta be a little tougher. Every time we play Miami, I gotta deal with Jimmy Butler. MIP all-star play, I gotta have it. Pretty boy, young Key Sweat, Broadway Barrett. I know we got a lot of haters. I know we got a lot of doubters. But one thing for sure, us is that orange and blue, we gon' always stick together. It's us against the world.
All eyes on us, coming in like Willis Reed. Y'all gon' see all eyes on us. We still some Knickerbockers. Whole world shockers, all eyes on us.
All right. You were listening to the smooth sounds of Jay Boogie.
Nice radio voice you got going
There
there.
you go. Salute to Jay Boogie,
Fire.
man. Thank you for giving me that joint and giving all the Knick community that to play, man. We appreciate y'all over there, your whole team, you, whoever did the hook for you, your studio people. Appreciate everybody, man. Thank you, Jay Boogie, once again for being one of the biggest and proudest Knicks fans in the community and always champion not only the Knicks, but the rest of the community, our shows and the people involved, man. So, Jay Boogie, salute to you, my brother.
Also, too, he's got an album coming out, and that's a single. That's a cut off that album, too. So let's keep that in mind. He's got that coming as well.
Facts. Thank you, D. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So definitely support Jay Boogie and everything he does, man. You know, on socials, he's not that big with promoting, doing a lot of stuff out there. So, you know, show him some love, man. He got a Twitter. I think it's Jay Boogie something at Twitter. I'll find out. So that people everybody can show him some love and give him some fire emojis, man. He works hard. What's up, Soul Finger in the building?
Hey, what's happening, fellas? Hey, just want to say, top was still, it's top of the morning over here on the west side. I'm on this panel over here with this panel of greatness, all this knowledge up in here. I'm trying to soak up and so I can crack some craniums and spread some knowledge to other folk out this way on the west side.
Nice.
Hey, man, appreciate you, brother. Always
It's
good
good
to see
for
you. Let me see here. Let me just C_Mac still CAA fans. What's up, my brother? Good to see you. You know, C_Mac is one of the biggest trolls out there, but he's a good dude. I just want you to know, brother, I know you might be trolling, but if you weren't trolling and you was going to come to the building or you wanted to come to Legends, by all means do so, man. You know, Josh ain't that type of dude. He takes everything, you know, in jest. He don't get serious about nothing, man. So you are definitely welcome. I know you're probably not serious, but I just want to put that out there anyway. Yeah, man. Thank you. Francisco Carrillo in the building. What's good? What's good? Boulevard 73 is here. Get through a couple more names and then we're gonna get right into this, man, because I'm excited. William from Brazil is in the building. Oh man, look at Brazil trying to corner the market. William and Victor up in here. Let's go. Andy N is in the building. What's up? What's going on, Andy? I sent you a message, Andy. I had somebody who wanted to jump in the fantasy league, so I think he emailed you. What else? White Falcon is in the building. Salute. My guy Big Task at Hand is in the building. What's going on, bro? Let me see. Was there anybody? Dwayne Dennis is here. I'm gonna start that. I'll come back to it. Salute to you, Dwayne. Sincere the Genius is in the building. Salute, brother. Pudge Nice is here. What's going on, Pudge? Appreciate you.
It's good, Pudge.
Let me see here. First lady of still Knicks fans in the building, Geraldine McIver. Let's go.
It's good.
Should just stop the show. Geraldine's up in here. Let's go.
The great Miss Geraldine at that.
That's right. That's a fact. The Wiz. Ashley Inc. is in the building. Salute, brother.
Wiz.
Appreciate you. Keyshawn is in the building. Salute, Keyshawn. Good to see you, bro. Felicia Lee is in the building. Felicia, what's up? What's up? All right. Okay. All right. I think I hit everybody. And once again, as always, thank you to anybody who's watching, who's not in the chat. Salute to you guys as well. Thank you for being here and rocking. Okay.
Shout out to Julian Bloom. Real quick. Shout out to Julian.
Oh, yep. Thank you. Salute, Julian. Appreciate you, my bro. All right. So let's get it, guys. Man. I got my Ron Cleveland on right there. I don't know where to start. Okay, look. First off, we've seen the other preseason games. We saw how the Knicks look in the first two. There were certain things they needed to clean up, but overall they looked okay, right? But that third preseason game, that was looking kind of rough. There was some stuff that was, right. That's exactly what it was. That was a stinker. So in my mind, this is what I thought off the top. I said, first off, this is the last preseason game right before Memphis. Memphis ain't nothing to play with. It's like Wu-Tang. You can't mess around with them. They ain't nothing to play with, right? So I said to myself, Thibs is going to come out with the rotation that he's going to play in Memphis, which I think a lot of us can agree. For the most part, I think he did. Yes. And the other thing I thought is because of how that game fared in Indiana, the Thibs was going to crack the whip on these guys and tell them they had to give a lot more effort. Because the other thing in that game, it wasn't even just that they were bad. The effort was lacking. They were a little lackadaisical as a team. Yeah. So I can say that this time around, my quick opinion about the game, Knicks played much better defense. They had much better effort, top to bottom. And I think that they knew the importance of making a statement to win the game going into the regular season. Offensively, the starters, I'm not going to say they looked great, but they looked really good. They looked really good. The bench mob is another story. The bench struggle.
Oh, you in my head, Ron. Oh, you in my head.
Yeah, the bench struggled mightily. So we're going to get into that. And I think that the question mark players, right now they're still question marks, but one of them is in trouble. I don't want to say it, but one of them is in trouble. Okay, so with that being said, let's get around, and I'm gonna break it down so that we don't get too crazy on in the gumbo. But first impressions of last night's game. Let me start with Worldwide L. What did you think about last night's game overall, bro?
Well, as far as the first unit go, the first unit they got an A from me. I like how them guys were looking the whole preseason. They seem to have a good camaraderie, and that's more shout out to Brunson having a real point guard.
Mhm.
I mean, Julius, he seems to be buying into the system. We just it's only 4 games, but that the team is going in, they don't have a problem with sharing the ball. And any given night could be this player, but you see, it seems to center around. RJ will probably be our leading scorer. Brunson will probably be number 2. Julius will probably be him and Julius will probably switch back and forth from night to night between Brunson and Julius. You're going to get what you're going to get from Fournier. You already know that. I think that's why Thibs ain't have to play him. I think he played him 16 minutes last night or something like that.
Yep.
But I think that's why, because you know what you're going to get from them guys. Him, Derrick Rose, they veterans. You know what you're going to get from them guys. And Mitch looked great. Mitch looked great. I forgot who said it last night on the show that he got my vote start. We said defensive player of the year for Mitch this season, and that's what he should go. If he aim for that, he'll be able to get it. If he aim for that, RJ should be. If he starts the season all right, he should get that All-Star nod. He should get that All-Star nod. I mean, the team look good. This is the second unit is the biggest question mark, and I don't know. That's where I'm stuck at with that second unit. The second unit outside of that game against Indiana, the first 2 games, I should say, because the first game the guys looked okay. Second game, Obi came out, he was on fire. But the bench hasn't looked. I don't know. Even last night, they kind of gave away that lead and made it close. And then the starters had to come back in and then regain the momentum, regain the lead, push it up by 10. So, so far so good. I mean, it's only 4 preseason games. I know last night me and Hart was going back and forth about I was explaining to him about the dress rehearsal and this is what you're going to look like. The team is constructed now. McBride may be the hour man out. Cam may be the hour man out, and then everybody else who played last night, significant minutes, seemed to be part of the rotation. And that's he gave everybody their shot, Ron. He gave everybody their shot, and that's why I was arguing about last night. He gave them guys them shots. It's up to them guys to take the bull by the horns and make the most of their time. That's why I keep asking them, what more do you want to see him do with Obi? What more do you want to see? Like, we can't keep dwelling on the fact of this team, they didn't develop, because if this would have happened, we got to look at right now. The fact of the matter is Randall is better than Obi. There's nothing we can do about that. So all we got to do is be able to see how Thibs make this work between the two. If this guy's cooking on this day, then let him cook. If this guy's cooking, let him cook. If they both cooking, that's the question mark. Nobody had an answer to that one last night. No one had an answer. If both of them guys are cooking, who do you let finish the game?
That's a
job.
good question.
That's not our job anymore. That's why I try to tell these guys, it's not our job. We can't dwell on the past. We can't do none of that. If they should have never drafted Obi yet, it was a 5th, right? But all we can look at is right now the 2022-23 New York Knicks roster. And right now you have Julius Randle as your starting power forward, and you got Obi Toppin backing him up. That's all we can look at. Anything else doesn't matter to us. So what Thibs going to do? That's his toughest test of the season. It ain't getting Cam minutes because he gave Cam opportunity to play Cam with the starters, right? He put him out there with the starters. He put him out there with the bench. So he gave Cam all 4 preseason games to show me something. So,
listen, man, I hear you.
I can't vouch for you if you didn't go out there and handle your business. I can't do that. I can't. As much as all of us vouch for him and how much we want him to be a part of this team because we know he got talent. You got to assert yourself. You got to make it to where you doing other things. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it a little bit more. I agree. There's, it is what it is. Okay, all right. At some point, it's basketball. It's about the Knicks. You gotta just, reality is reality, and if it don't apply, you gotta let it fly.
I know AD was teased. I know AD came in the building last night. He was teasing me about the backup to the backup. I mean, hey, this is where this team at. I mean, I'm just keeping it a beam with everybody. McBride is not a point guard. So what are you going to do? Quickly is not a point guard. So if Derrick Rose go down, or you're gonna need somebody else. That's why you need to go look around the league, see who's available, or get another point guard, somebody that can fill in slot time and don't mind filling in slot minutes. Go get a Rondo. Is Rondo still available?
Yeah, he's still out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is he?
Somebody that doesn't demand playing time, right? Got championship pedigree, right? And can show the other guys on the bench so he can fill in when Derrick Rose you can't play back to backs. All right, we got Rondo filling in on them nights, as opposed to giving it to McBride and IQ, which these guys is not capable. IQ doesn't he gives us spurts. So if you got to break glass in case of emergency for one game, IQ could hold it down for one game. We could give it to him for holding it down for one game. Win, lose, or draw, we could give it to him. But they need to go get another backup to the backup point guard. I'm sorry. That's my only thing about the preseason. I know guys are laughing, but that's the truth. You need another point guard.
Well, I guess it's nothing left for me to say. It's nothing left for me to say because whenever I get in, because Eldon leaving the meat on the bone. He went hard in the paint.
Oh, but don't worry, Soul-Figure. I'm sure we'll figure out more to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get it.
I know D over there because D the analytics guy. So D over there, he going over his numbers right now.
Yeah. That's why I'm gonna go to him next, right? So my thing is, I just wanted to say that I think I have a little bit of a theory about quickly. So, but when we get to it, we'll get to it. All right, D, are you good? L, you didn't have anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I ain't mean to take that long. I'm at work.
Oh, no. Yeah, I hate you, but that's part of.
I just wanted to get it all out. I had to go.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why. Yeah, that's why I wanted to go to you first, because I knew that you at work, so I'm trying to get as much out of you as I can while you're there. D.
Yeah. So I'll do team first. I'll go half by half, same format. Before I do,
okay.
James Akinjo was just signed, the kid from Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
That Knicks just signed him. So I don't know if that's the solution for the point guard situation, but Akinjo can play though. He's actually rather decent. Interesting how he fits. I thought we needed a small forward, but anyway, what do I know? Okay. First half. All right, I'll go first quarter first. I have some key notes about that. I thought the starters were fantastic in that first quarter. That was the best quarter that the starters played throughout the whole preseason.
True.
They followed all the commandments. On-ball containment looked good. Players moving without the basketball. Player movement and ball movement looked fantastic. They got Mitch involved early. Very pivotal. We'll get into that later. They got into their sets quick. They were running their stuff quickly. It looked like quick decisions. Good shots. On-ball containment was something that I'm big on. It looked very good. There's still some stuff with help and recovery and transition defense, but that's something else. So I thought the first quarter, I thought everybody looked good. RJ Barrett hitting 2 threes, getting the and 1 quick 9 points. Fantastic. Jalen Brunson came out, man on a mission. He knew he struggled the last 2 games. You saw he was going to fix his attitude up, okay? And he looked fantastic doing so. I like Fournier creating a bit. Okay, I like that. He gave the alley to Mitch. Had a nice little floater attacking the closeout. I thought that was very nice. So cohesively, as a unit, best they looked all preseason. Okay, and when they left the game, okay, let me see if I can find this real quick. Right, when they left the game, they were up something like 27-13, something like that. That did damage. Bench came in and laid an egg. And I'm only talking about this first half. I thought they laid an egg. Rose looks a step slow through these preseason games. I don't know if he's just trying to get back into condition. Maybe he's going to take a little bit. Maybe age is a fact that maybe he's adjusting to his new weight. That's possible. Not sure. But I didn't like the bench. I didn't like their energy defensively. They let Washington come back in this game. And it's nothing I could really say. It's the same old stuff. Obi has to be more aggressive. IQ, he was a little bit better in the second half. But I thought in the first half, he looked a little nervous, a little shaken. By his 4-18, looked a little indecisive with his decision-making. But the bench let the Wizards back in this game. Second unit came in that second quarter. And let's see. I have here, the first unit, when they came back in, they were able to bounce the lead back to 10. And I think it was 4 when they came in. But it didn't look great. It didn't look like that first quarter. It looked like sluggish, stagnant. It got a little ISO. Defensively, it wasn't the same intensity. On-ball containment didn't look the same as it did that first quarter. I thought Randall got into it. It started in the first quarter too, later in the first. He got a little dribble happy, a little ISO happy. Wasn't really with the flow of the offense and stuff like he was in the first half of that first quarter. Defensively, he looked a lot better energy-wise. On-ball containment looked a lot better. But we'll get into players in a bit. So that was the half. And I thought transition defense, help and recovery are still issues with this team. But that's something to look for teams to really throw that ball around, ball reverse that ball, to make them close out. I think they're going to try to attack that moving forward because Evans still looks a little slow. RJ still looks a little slow. Even Brunson still looks a little slow. But I think a big thing in that first half was Jalen Brunson and Mitchell Robinson, bro. Mitchell Robinson, I think we had like 19 second chance points, bro, at the end of this game. And Mitchell Robinson was a big pivotal reason for that. His enforcement in the paint was magnificent. And I think that really drove them to get that early lead. And I think it helped them bolster up the lead a bit as well. His energy was fantastic. And I always said it, you give Mitch the ball early, you're going to see a different energy from him for the rest of the game. They got to pay attention to those type of things. Third quarter came. Just let me go ahead and find it real quick. Okay, I got it. I thought the first phase of the third, they did another great job of following the commandments that got them that big lead in the first. Player movement, points to the paint, right? Efficient offense, stuff of that nature. They looked fantastic in that first half. They stretched the lead. I think it went up to 23. Then after that, second half of that third quarter for them, I thought they got a little lackluster. Washington did come back, and I think they made it as close to a 9-point lead while most of the starters were out there, by the way. So it's been a case like that with the first unit throughout the whole preseason, is that at times it's like, hey, this is what it's going to look like. And at times it's like, okay, they still got to work out these kinks. I can see teams attacking them in certain ways, and they revert back to their stagnant offense. That hope of recovery still needs to be picked up. The transition defense, rebounding was big for them yesterday. They actually smashed the boards for the first time, I think, this preseason, and it showed it was a big difference. Offensive rebounding, huge, gigantic, without a doubt. I noticed that patterns are starting to develop with this team, where they play good for a quarter or a half of the quarter, and then they start reverting back. I saw that in the second, and I saw that in the third. So that's something to look out for. And the fourth, I thought the bench was more solid in the fourth. I thought defensively, they were a lot more solid on ball containment. Their rotations were a lot better. They were able to maintain the lead. Offensively, it still looked like a mess, but at least defensively, it still maintained the lead. First unit came back in, laid down the sledgehammer, called it a day. They came out with great energy in that fourth, bolster up the lead right back. The ball was moving. There was efficient on-ball containment. The rebounding, like I said, was big, and therefore we destroyed the Washington Wizards last night. Pivotal things, the commandments, and I think the rebounding. I think Mitchell's energy is extremely essential to this team, because if they're going to have problems with hope and recovery, if they're going to have problems rotating weak side and getting there, they're heavily dependent on Mitch's enforcement in that paint in order to turn that into fast break points or to get into transition, which was very big for them last night. And I think also Jalen Brunson's efficiency. He scored 14 points in that third quarter, bro. He was killing it. He was on a tear. He was efficient. He was making sound decisions with the basketball, even when he had 2 turnovers. But I thought overall he was solid and stuff like that. Knicks look good. I can't wait for Memphis.
I'm with you. I agree. They definitely did. I like that part. And you know what? Well, I mean, I don't want to take any more time. I want to get to Soulfinger. But it was not... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Points to the paint, 58 to 36. I said points to the paint are going to be essential for this team.
That's big.
You need easy points. So 58 points in the paint, fantastic. Okay, fast break points 7. That's something that they're gonna have to work on if they are working with more pace. I'll end it real quick. I'm sorry. 43% for the field, 24% for 3. Something they're gonna have to check. But it was encouraging to see that they didn't shoot well from 3, but they were still able to get good shots up and still be able to shoot 43% for the field. 15 to 20 for the free throw line, not too great. Rebounding 66 to 40. They completely destroyed them. 25 assists to their 23. We like them around that 25, 26 range, and only 14 turnovers. I just wanted to go over the rest of those team stats.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm going to put up the game log in a little bit after we get through Soulfinger, so that way people can see it again. But yep, thank you, D. Appreciate that, bro.
No doubt, thank you.
So
I told you we was coming with them analytics, boy. I told you.
It's not a lie, bro. Be on his stuff, man. Before we get to Soulfinger, and I'm gonna delay him a little bit more, I just wanted to say that what I did take that was very promising last night is the fact that, I mean, honestly, the last couple of years, it looks like the bench was always kind of one-upping the starters. The starters look solid now. Starters look solid, and I think that's better for this Knicks team going forward. So, definitely. Shout out to A-Train in the building. Appreciate you. Salute. King Imbert is here. Knicks Real Talk is in the building. My guy Divine. Salute to Divine. Guys, if y'all have not checked out Knicks Real Talk with my man Divine and Shy Powers over there. Also, a special shout out to KJW. Definitely check their show out, man. Knicks Real Talk, really good content. I'm saddened this year that Divine's not going to be able to make the home opener because he also lives far away. Because I saw him last year at the home opener. It was really dope to chop it up with him. But appreciate you, Divine, as always, and hopefully we can catch up on another game in the future, man. But salute to you and your channel. Shout out to Eric G75 in the building. Salute to you. Salute to my guy Jay Boogie. Always got to throw up Jay Boogie's warm thoughts and wishes for everybody. Says happy Saturday. Shout out to the chat and panel. Blessings, health and safety to you all. Fake ball is all over. Wednesday night, it's real time. Season on. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Yes, we are here. We are finally here. Salute to you, Jay Boogie. Appreciate you. My guy Walter Blackman is in the building. I'm doing good, man. Good to see you, man. I hope everything's going well for you, bro. DJ Space Ghost is in the building. Salute to you. My guy Akuma is in the building. Salute to you, Akuma. Thank you guys for all joining in and watching the show. And also Eric Surreal is in the building. Parrish Duggar is in the building. And my guy May 4th are in the building. Salute to all of y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Okay. Now, Soulfinger. I'm sorry to delay you so much. Oh, Knicks Nation 112 is in the building where the players dwell. Salute, salute. All right. So, Soulfinger, you're on, buddy.
Oh, well, I just got to say thank you for having me. God bless you. Good night.
I know.
It's really, I mean, I thought it wasn't too much meat left on the bone with L, but then, D took it and then took it even further. So he just put it in and put the bone in the soup, in the broth, and made some more soup out of the joke. So that being said, I'm just going to touch on this real quick. Starting lineup, I'm loving what I'm seeing with the starting lineup. And I'm not going over the top. I'm not ready to jump off any bridges or buildings, but I like how they're playing together. You see with the key master, as I call Jalen Brunson, he's the key master. Not a savior, he's a key master. And you see how things are working with him on that court. And he's bringing out players. We got players that need him. My concern is going back to that second unit. Before, like you were saying, Ron, you didn't leave me too much to work with. So I'm gonna get blood out of turnip on this joker real quick.
There you go.
The second unit is a concern for mine because I've been noticing that this preseason they haven't been able to play cohesively. I know it'll come with time. It'll come with time. The last couple, and I like Hartenstein, but the last couple of games he hasn't been looking too spot on. He's been looking a little clumsy out there, so to say. But I like him. Overall, going back to the front, the starting unit, and I know I've been hard on Fournier, but I like what I've seen from Fournier, how he's moving without the ball, how he's in certain places on defensively. Yeah, he gets beat sometimes, but he's there. The effort you see, and then with Randall, I know, hey, look for the Randall haters, the Obi, the ones that want Randall up out of town. You about to put me up on the cross, crucify me, throw some kerosene on me, fire that joker up and roll a couple of grenades on me. But you got to give a man his dues. Man been playing some pretty good team ball. Even when you see how his approach to the refs. Granted, yeah, it's preseason. We'll see how the season goes. But his approach to the ref, he's talking to him. He's like, all right, cool. Get a little information, goes on about his business. Now, the one thing is this starts seeing a little over dribbling throughout the game with some certain players, in the starting lineup with Randall. I think it was the second half. I think D broke down the second quarter. Was it D? You start seeing a little bit of over dribbling, but then it started going with the other thing. Now, the other problem I have is a concern is IQ. IQ starting off like he did last season. He's starting off as the IQ early on, but I want second half of the season IQ. I was hoping we were going to see that carry over, but the over dribbling, the shot selection, I think the experiment with trying to force him into that round peg when he's really the triangle peg, it should be done. Let him be a combo guard, but we do need that other point guard to go along. Yes, we got Derrick Rose, and I agree with you, D. D Rose does look a little bit of step slow. I was thinking maybe he's trying to do his thing is take a step back, let IQ get the reins and do more running since he's going to be young. They're trying to push him in. Maybe he could be trying to let him get more of the shine, get more of the run, but you got to rein IQ in. You saw that his shot selection this last night. Indiana game when he was just chucking them all over the place, couldn't hit an elephant in the backside on an ironing board. But then to this game, he was passing shots or wasn't sure what to do. So it's flip-flop. Like I said, he's going back to the IQ from last season. Let's bring in second season, hopefully get the second half of the season IQ to come in quicker. But, overall, I've been pleased with what I've seen in the preseason with this team. I got hopes. I'm excited, but I'm not going over the top. Won't be delusional, jumping out of the building saying 55 wins and all like that. I'm not nowhere near that. But I do like the progress and the direction we're going.
All right. I like that. I agree. There's some positives here. Shout out to Long Island Sound in the building. Appreciate you. The other half of Knicks Real Talk, Sha Powers is in the building. Salute to you, Sha. Sam Grandison is in here. The Grandy Man can. That's right. He's here. And Felicia Lee said something that I want to get to. She said we needed Rose to play more preseason minutes to get that cohesiveness in the second unit, but it's sad we need Rose at this point in time. Yeah, in general, it's a shame that you would think the unit would be stronger at this point because they played a lot of last season without Rose. So, but you know what? Probably let me get into my theory now real quick because it's a big part of it. I feel like, and I could be reaching, but I don't think I am. I feel like this new pace I don't want to say pace because pace is indicative of a lot on the court. Let's say this faster play that the Knicks are doing is affecting two guys in particular. One is not as bad as the other. I think it's affecting Julius on the offensive end. Now, don't get me wrong. When I say this, because I was in the chat last night on MBK and I was going back and forth. It's easier to speak it than to just type it because you can explain what you mean. When I say that it's affecting Julius, I mean offensively, he doesn't look as comfortable as I've seen Julius in the past. Offensively, not his passing, not his willingness to play defense, not him, pouting or arguing with the refs. He's been great with all of that so far in this preseason. He hasn't made a big deal about things. He's been looking like a great team player. Whether or not you believe it or not, we'll see what happens when the regular season starts and the pressure starts to happen. But right now, I'm believing in what Julius is doing and saying, and he looks like a great team player. He was so far has bought into what they're trying to do, and I can't see anything wrong with it so far. But on the offensive end, just when he gets the ball, just the spots on the court where I just don't feel like he looks comfortable. And I think that it's because of the faster play. The other person that I think is really affecting and points to what D always likes to say about him, IQ. He's a dribble guy. Dribble, slow stuff down, takes time to develop. Now you got him playing faster. You practice with a 14-second clock. So you're trying to, speed up everything. My concerns about IQ in the past was that I didn't feel like he was a real point guard, to do some of the stuff that natural point guards do. But over the past year, with time, he kind of showed me that he could be looked at a point guard because he was doing certain things. It had to take time to develop, but he also did it in his pace. Now that the pace is increasing, he's got to think faster. Remember, he is a shooter naturally. So he's got to think quicker. He's got to see everybody. We've talked about in the past how IQ misses people on the court sometimes with passes. So now you're telling him to do everything faster. I think that's affecting him. And I don't think that it's going to be a big problem. I think people are starting to kind of lose it and jump out the window. This show is called Know the Ledge for a reason. Calm down. It's going to be okay. We haven't seen the best of IQ, and we haven't seen the worst of IQ. Well, maybe we have. I don't know. It could get worse. No, it got worse. 4 of 18 is bad. So maybe we did see the worst of IQ. But things are going to get better. It's an 82-game season that we haven't even started yet. So let's calm down. I think IQ is going to be fine. I don't think that it's going to look good overnight. I think IQ needs some time, especially if Thibs is going to keep running him out there as a point guard. I thought he was going to play more of the shooting guard role, but he still gets the ball in his hands, especially when Brunson's not on the court. So that's what I think. I don't know how y'all feel about it. What do you guys think? Do you think the faster play is affecting quickly? Julius, and especially quickly. What do you think, Al?
No, I just think that I don't think that the faster play is affecting Randall. He just can't hesitate when it's his time to shoot the ball. Last night he got it. I think he caught it and he just shot it. It went in right there at the inside the 3-point range. So it's like Hartenstein when you said, I think somebody said something about Hartenstein. He just needs to slow down. Sometimes you just need to slow down. The game is fast already. You just got to slow down. You can't move. You can't. Hartenstein be so busy moving all over the place that he has to slow down and realize the game is not that fast that he's going at. But you got to love his effort. So you're always going to be proud of a player like that because he's going to go out there and give you 110% every game. I think Randall was all right. I just think what we asking him to do so quickly is not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen in 4 games. So we can just take this in a small sample size and say hope that it gets better throughout the course of the season. But I mean, Randall's been fine with me. I mean, sometimes I don't like to see him bringing the ball up. I really don't. But that's just giving the defense a different look when he brings the ball up and RJ brings the ball up outside of Brunson bringing the ball up. But that's the luxury that this team has. And you just got to build off of what we have. I mean, IQ. I don't know what IQ problem is. I really don't. I don't know what he wanted. Sometimes he just be indecisive out there. I know it's only 4 preseason games, but this is the time you're supposed to catch rank. You're supposed to look like how RJ look in these 4 preseason. You're supposed to look how Mitch look in these 4 preseasons. You're supposed to look how Brunson look in these 4 preseasons. Even Brunson having a bad shooting game, he does other things to make him stand out and to show you why he's a $100 million man. I mean, for the most part, quickly is showing us why he comes off the bench. That's why we tell everybody start and bench players come off the bench, including Obi Toppin.
Okay, I see you. But let me ask you, Al, do you not think that maybe now, and what you said about IQ is totally right. He's very indecisive. I mean, how many times did we see last year? I'm not going to talk too much this year. Last year was a better sample. How many times did you see IQ get a pass where he looks like he's open and he thinks about shooting, he don't shoot it? Puts it on the ball, dribbles a little bit, then he goes to take the shot when the defense is collapsing on him and making it a tougher shot to shoot.
He drove to the hole last night. Multiple times he drove and just stopped and then kicked it back. I'm like, yo, if you're gonna go all the way that deep into the hole, just put it up.
You're supposed to go either put it up or go all the way.
I mean, RJ was driving to the hole. They blocked it. Just go to the hole, man. Just go.
But El, and look at how he went the previous game in Indiana. Like I said, couldn't hit the elephant in the backside with an ironing board, man. and they got in it, and he's feeling it. But his shots, like we've known that IQ's a chucker. I like IQ. Don't get it wrong. I'm not, but we stating the fact. You know, look, I already know D over there. He pulling up some numbers right now. He gonna hit us with some numbers. We know that to make.
You know, I watch the games too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you watch the game, but you have the numbers. You have the numbers to back up everything you bring. That's what I appreciate about you.
Exactly.
The thing is I like IQ. Don't get me wrong. I like the energy he brings, but man, the shot, overlooking and freezing out certain players when he's trying to get his. But the one thing I will say is he had rebounds last night, if I wasn't mistaken, correct? He was on the boards as well. So you can't just, you can talk about the shot selection, his shots, but the other thing, if you can't do one thing, do something else to help the game. And he was on the boards. He was grabbing rebounds. If I wasn't mistaken, he had 8. He had 9. Yeah, he had 9 last night. So that's okay. So what? He didn't hit his shots, but those 9 rebounds they change into points. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that the opposing team can't get. So you got to take that into account. But he needs to get his mind right. Something, man. Maybe he need to go get some sage burned around him or something. I don't know.
Sage.
Yeah. Yeah, he gotta keep away the demons or something. Yeah, I hear you. Listen, but my whole thing is, and I'm gonna get to D what he thinks about it. I just think that you're talking about a player who is not a natural point guard. He's more of a combo guard, but he's versatile and he's indecisive. So then you ask this indecisive guy that kind of starts off a little slow in the seasons. He takes his time to get acclimated too. Think about that as well, because it's not just RJ who starts off slow in the season. We saw IQ's season last year. That first half was not good. The second half, much better. So you take in that guy and then you're giving him, ball control duties. And then you're telling him, okay, now you got a 24-second clock, but we want to play like if it's 14 seconds. I think that's asking a little bit of this guy. So I don't know. But I hear what everybody's saying. D, what do you think about that?
So to answer your question, well, before I do, right, let's go over and Sofinger was 100% correct. I didn't have to. The Knicks ranked 16th in the NBA in pace thus far in the preseason. And I'm pretty sure that may have went up to 15th last night. Shout out to Tommy Beers. He's fantastic with this stuff. Another thing we want to consider too, and this is alluding to your question, is that Emmanuel Quickley's usage rate so far throughout these preseason games is 30%. RJ Barrett's at 26, Jalen Brunson's at 23, and Julius Randle is at 22. Shout out to Tommy Beers for that. Now to answer your question, I don't think it affects Julius too much. And the reason why I said that is because I think last year we actually saw the best of Julius Randle when they played with a more up-tempo style of basketball. So I think his issue is more figuring out where he can get his with Jalen Brunson on the basketball court, especially that RJ shooting the hell out of the ball. We'll talk about that more later.
And I don't want to stop you from your thought, D, but just to everybody in the chat and people who are watching, once again, when I said that it might be affecting Julius offensively, which it may not be, but I'm only talking about him getting his shot off and what he wants to do. I think Julius has been playing great. It's not about a negative on him. It's about him being able to do what he likes to do. That's all. Continue.
I don't know about great. He's been okay
as a team. He's been a really good team player.
I'm with that. If phrased that way, I'm with that. But yeah. So I think up tempo will suit him, and I think it does suit him. I think he'll be fine with that. I can see that coming through with IQ a little bit because, as you saw with the ball usage of 30. People didn't know IQ had a ball usage last year of, I think, 23, 24. For the amount of minutes he played, that's a lot. So, and plus he was like 40th out of 63 players in ISO efficiency. And he actually ranked better than Julius Randle and RJ Barrett. But the point was that why was IQ allowed to have so many ISO possessions, knowing that he can't really properly break down a defense, especially without a screen? So...
Do you think now this? I'm just thinking because we've talked about a lot of different things over time. Do you think that this points to the fact of the same stats we looked at prior, in few shows before about IQ and how when he was on the court, he made everybody else better? Like I think he had one of the highest ratios of pluses when people played with him. Do you think that had something to do with it, that they're looking at it like that?
In what sense? What do you mean?
In the sense that, like, when IQ from last year's numbers, it looked like when IQ was on the court, whoever he played with had positive numbers on the court, right? So maybe the fact that that's the case, you know, when they take Jalen Brunson out and bring IQ in. Now, remember these first preseason games, we've had a couple injuries here and there. At some point, Cam wasn't playing or Grimes wasn't playing. So, you know, more responsibility went on IQ. For whatever reason, they've been bringing Derrick Rose along slowly. The first game, he played 5 minutes. The next game, he played limited minutes. So he's been kind of thrust with more of the burden. You think that has something to do with it?
I think you hit it right on the nail with the pace having to go up, because Emmanuel quickly last year was very used to dribbling out the air of the basketball and playing at half court, where this year, you saw it last night, you saw the first half, he had a little trouble adapting to it, and you saw the second half, he kind of got a little bit more comfortable and got a little bit more decisive with the basketball. So I definitely think that directly does afflict Emmanuel quickly, because if you're playing faster, you have to make snappier decisions. You got to be quicker with the basketball, and your decision making, the way you read the defense, has to be quicker. So I think it's just an adaptation for him. You know, he's just adapting to what's going on. But I definitely am with you on that. I think the faster pace might be affecting him so far.
Okay. All right. And Sophie, I guess you already you weighed in. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about that?
No. I'm with, you know, like I said, I'm with D. He hit the nail on the head with a sledgehammer on that. Like I said, I like IQ. It just it's still early. You know, I mean, season hadn't even started. We're looking at preseason, and he started out. I'm looking at from last year to where we are now. He started off slow last season. Last season started off slow, but then he picked it up. He got his footing, and he was able to get things going. And then he turned what started off like a sophomore slump around. So we just got to give him time to get it going. I do like the fact that he did help with the boards and stuff like that. Is that he has to, you know, get going. I would, you know, right now it's the great debate. Is he a point guard? Is he a combo guard? Is he a shooting guard? What is he? You know, I look at him. I've always had him in the mind of the microwave, Benny Johnson. That's who I looked at him as since he came into the league. An energy guy that come off the bench, a solid 6-man. And, you know, so he should be starting. Some want him to start, but there's nothing wrong with being a 6-man. 6-man has pulled many teams fat out the fire. You know, you give you that energy and everything. This is that I feel like IQ's like one of those guys. You got to have him run around the garden, run around the whole perimeter of the garden like 4 or 5 times to get himself calmed down and come on the floor and get going. You know.
Hector Gaston said, like what I've been seeing with this team, we look like we could contend. RJ, Mitch, Randall, Brunson, all 4 can carry us to a 5th seed. Stay hungry. Ooh. Okay, all right.
Nice.
Listen, you know, this ain't D's World of Hoops. I don't have the cat that D has. You know, might have to insert it here, you know, but this is Know the Ledge. So all I'm going to say, Hector, is Know the Ledge. 5th seed sounds nice. I don't know if the Knicks are ready for it, but hey, man, from your lips to God's ears to the Knicks at MSG and away, man. Let's go. I like that. I like that attitude. It's positive. Let's go. Andy N says, or IQ just don't have high IQ. Hey, I like that, Andy.
He could be right.
Yeah, listen, definitely could be. You never know. What do you guys think of? All right, that's another thing, but we're gonna get into it, so I'll save it. Hopefully, I remember. I think so. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for giving the information. I see a lot of different people putting the information out about what just took place, and so there's another player to scratch off your future list. Jordan Poole apparently is getting an extension from the Golden State Warriors, 4 years, $140 million. So does that mean Wiggins is the odd man out over there? We'll see. You never know. Maybe they say, because of everything that's going on, we'll figure out if we can keep Wiggins at a little cheaper clip. It's going to be over $100 million. Well, we'll let Draymond Green go bye-bye. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
I mean, a punch to the face, I guess, helped him out too. So, I mean, I know it's low-hanging fruit, but, I mean, Jesus. Hey, help him out.
Put J Boogie's comment on that.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. it.
It's after Andy. It's right after Andy.
I see it. Yeah. He said, Jay Boogie said, wow, Jordan Poole, 4 years, 140 million for getting punched in the face. I need one.
I'm saying. See, I didn't even see Boogie. I didn't even see Boogie's contract, but
Nice.
Comment.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, if that look, you first off, relax. But depending on, if you're a little nerd, dude, you can punch me in the face. I'll take the 140 million. But if I ain't no big, nah, because I don't want to get knocked out. I want to be able to spin my 140 without a dribble.
Hey, but you can still give them a kick to the baby nuts.
Yeah, I don't want to be leaking, my 140 million. Like, what am I doing here? I want to be okay.
That 140 can give him some brand new veneers. I'll tell you that.
That's true. That's true. So good for him, man. People, get your money, man. Get your money. Because let me tell you something. When that new collective bargaining agreement goes into effect, and the NBA owners decide to enforce their will, and we go on strike again, things gonna change. But anyway, so shout out to Jay Boogie and the rest of everybody who was putting that information out there. Salute to my guy Corey Lee in the building. Appreciate you. Vaughn Allen is here as well. And salute to Heck Brezo is in the building. Salute, bro.
Yo, wrong. We ain't saying it last night, but I forgot to tell y'all, yo, I'm putting it out there. Corey towards Achilles. Corey Lee towards Achilles up.
Oh, serious?
I ain't gonna tell you how that happened. I ain't gonna blow my man up like that. But he on the IR right now.
Damn, Corey. Yo, get better, man. Get well soon. Sorry to hear that, bro. Damn.
Yep, towards Achilles.
That's rough. That is rough. I don't know what that's like. I don't want to go through it either. Looking good doing it is in the building. Salute. He said, do the coaches ask IQ about this? Like, do they talk to him how he feels about playing the point? Good question. Like, we really don't know how IQ feels about playing the point. I think they see him as a person who is versatile, and they've used him that way, and they tried to expand his game. But at what point do you say maybe that's not his role anymore? Or maybe the way we changed our offense and the players we have now, he fits better as this? I don't know. I don't know. They brought in, you guys saw when they brought in Deuce last night, offense looked kind of stagnant. Just saying. Oh, let's see, man. That's
that backup to the backup we need.
There you go. The backup to the backup. Yeah, man. You
might
be right.
Shout out to the bro, Hall Will in the building. Shout out to my bro, Hall Will.
Oh, Hall Will's here?
He was in his I wasn't looking at the chat, but I'm looking at the chat now.
Salute to my guy Hard Will as well. I wasn't sure because I saw For the Love of the Guy. I thought maybe that was you coming in the chat differently.
Yeah, we both got we both use it. So it depends on which one is using it at the time.
Salute Hard Will, appreciate you. Thank you for being here as well, my brother. Let me just put this up so we can look at the numbers once again. I'm just gonna go through them real quick. I mean, they're scrolling on the bottom if you guys look, but I just want to touch on them and then also just mention a couple guys on the Wizard side real quick. Where's my NBA? Boom. Okay. And let me see if I can make this look a little bigger.
And D, how many shots did Mitch deflect last night? I see you only got credit for 2 blocks, but how many shots did he make them alter last night?
Oh man, that had to be at least like 6, 7, or 8 of them, bro.
Tell me about it.
His presence on the floor says a lot. Because he's like a human eraser, man. He can help. Somebody comes off the perimeter defense. Excuse me, my brain moving faster than my mouth. The perimeter defense may give up some, but you got Mitch right there, the great eraser right there. To clean stuff up. And if it may not be a block, but if you get a guy to take an off balance shot or just chuck it up there and miss it, that's a win. That's a win. I don't know how you slice it. And he's grabbing the board after that. That's that Bill Russell type action. That was the one thing that Bill Russell always talked about. When you block the shot, don't throw it out, tap it up so you can get the rebound. So by him causing all shots and he can come back and get that rebound. They were talking Rebecca Harlow was talking to him about that last night, about him being one of the lead, with Thibs saying about his being one of the top rebounders in the game. Mitch continued to give us that kind of action, even though granted it's preseason. He plays like this throughout the season. We can be a problem. We could be a problem for many nights.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely. I think that's very true. This Mitch is, first off, Mitch could always do this, but for whatever reason, Mitch never got the impact that we would expect him to. We expect Mitch to be doing this every year. Now, last year, in fairness, that weight gain might have really slowed him down, but now he's coming in. He's coming in great shape at his ideal playing weight, and we saw how hard he was working out in the offseason, running on the sand and all this stuff. He was working, man. So I think Mitch is like, look, I tried to do it last year. I thought the weight was going to make it happen. I could be able to hold my own on the paint, but it was a negative effect. Now he's back to the Mitch. So I expect a big year from Mitch. One, I expect him to get to that all defensive team that he wants to get on. I don't know about the defensive player of the year, but I think if he pushes and keeps doing what he's doing, the way he's not even the fact that it may not be the amount of blocks he gets, but the fact that he's such a big deterrent, like you guys are saying, like you mentioned, Soulfinger, people are starting to get afraid, but he's got to continue to do it. But they're starting to get afraid of him coming into that paint. He's being quick about it. His first step is quick, even his second step is quick. His second jump. If he continues to, go ahead.
Oh no, I mean, I didn't mean to jump in. I'm waiting to you finish. I was trying to come right back in. My bad. I'm off.
Oh no. Okay, I only got one more thing to say. The other thing is, if he continues to do that, that's going to be one thing. The other thing is the fact that he's got the stamp of approval from his teammates and from the coach. He also might be the #1 offensive rebound in the league. He was #2 last year, and the way he's going at it this year, he looked like he's heading for that #1 in the NBA, and that's a big kudos to him because he was a demon yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just want to say how he ran the floor. How he ran the floor because he was constantly. The whole game, it was just like Mitchell Robinson is everywhere. He's all over the court. And I like the fact that you see your big man running the floor. But the other thing is, previous seasons, how often when you did see him run the floor, did he get rewarded? We saw him getting rewards this time. Last night, they're rewarding him. Again, it's a different mentality, and you see a different culture shift on the court. You get Mitch involved early, good things can happen. And again, I don't. Like I said, I'm just like Jay. I was with Jay Boogie when he said he saw the fact that we got a point guard. He almost cried. Man, I was sitting there watching the game with that Denzel glory tear down there running down my face. Just to have a point guard, man. Just to have a point guard. It is a beautiful thing to watch when you have a point guard.
It really is. It really is. So speaking of point guards, let's look at some of these numbers real quick. Once again, like I said, they're scrolling across the ticker line there, but let me just read some off real quick. So RJ Barrett, 33 minutes of play, was 6 of 13, 46% from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, 57 points. 57%. Sorry, 57 points. We wish 57% from the 3-point stripe. 3 of 5 from the free throw line, 60%. I'm not loving that, but I mean, if he had more free throw attempts, that number could easily go up because the ratio would change. But you'd like him to be 70 and above if he can, at least.
Yeah, 75 and above.
Well, yeah, I was being lenient.
Don't be lenient. Be hard. 75.
Just call it like it is. Hey, and Clyde was talking about that too last night. He mentioned that in where he was commentating about the free throws. Get the percentage up.
Correct. And then you see Mitch, and then you see RJ at that. That's what threw me off. That's because I'm saying, damn, RJ had 12 rebounds. Like that.
Yeah.
Like what? Okay. 11 of them defensive, 2 assists, 1 block, and 19 points. So once again, guys, I'm still hoping that he continues to do this. So he starts off the regular season good instead of his slow start stuff. But if he continues to play like this, RJ is going to have a really solid season for the Knicks. And people have been saying that he could be an all-star consideration. I think that's true. However, sometimes in the NBA, the way things are, they don't necessarily, unless you got the best team in the league, you don't get many all-star nods. So I still say that if someone's going to get the all-star nod, it would probably be Jalen Brunson first and then RJ. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. So Julius played 28 minutes. 3 of 11, so 27% from the field. 0 of 5 from 3. 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 80%. He had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 10 points in the 28 minutes of play. Now, once again, I just bring stuff up like this because Julius said it last night when he was talking. It's this different style of play that they're playing. So he has to get used to it. Everybody's got to get used to it. And they also have to understand that for the betterment of the team, you have to be unselfish because these are not Julius Randle's numbers. You know, Julius is that everybody, no matter if you like Julius or don't like Julius, people know Julius is a 20-10-5 or 20-10-4 type player. These are not, he's going to have a lot of games that may not look like his normal numbers. But as long as the Knicks are winning, that's all that matters. He's just got to continue to be there for the team and do what's necessary. So we'll see going forward, man. Mitchell Robinson, 9 of 12, which was a pleasant surprise for Mitch. I know a lot of people are happy about the fact that Mitch is on the offensive end, which is great. They looked for him. 2 of 4 from the free throw line. That's a good sign. Listen, I want Mitch to continue to improve at the free throw line, but he shot like 38 or 40% last year. If he can get to 50, that's a plus. It's a plus. So yeah, we got to go from there. He had 9 offensive rebounds, guys. 9. 3 defensive for 12 total, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and 20 points. Nice game from Mitch. One of his best as a Knick, if you ask me. Jalen Brunson, 31 minutes, 10 of 16 from the floor, 62%. That's classic Jalen Brunson. 3 of 5 from 3 for 60%. So that's above average, but we'll take it. 4 of 4 from the free throw line, solid, 100%. He had 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 27 points. And I know some people might look at him in the point guard role, say he only had 5 assists. It's just the way the offense was moving, how the game developed. Sometimes you don't have to, as long as the ball is moving well, it doesn't matter if the point guard is the one getting the assist. It's all the ball just has to move. And that was in 31 minutes of play. Evan Fournier in 15 minutes of play, 2 of 6 from the field, 33%. He was 0 of 3 from the three-point line. He might be a part of my whole faster play, faster pace, just affecting his comfort level a little bit, his spots on the floor where he likes stuff. He'll be fine, but I'm just saying early on it looks a little funky. He didn't go to the line. He had 5 rebounds and 5 assists, which, guys, listen, I know we talked about Evan and his defense, but if he plays 15 minutes and gives you 5 rebounds and 5 assists, you got to take it. It is what it is. It's good.
That's a big plus.
That's a big plus. You notice, Ron, you've been on with me before, and I've talked about how the last season, the one thing I couldn't get out of my mind was seeing him sliding around, rolling around the floor looking like Sammy the Seal in his lack of defense. I can't complain about what I've seen with Evan. I like the way he's been playing with the system, and he give him time, he'll figure it out. I
agree.
I got to get ready to go, fellas.
Okay.
Ron, you didn't point out the fact, and D, you didn't point out the fact of. So shame on both of y'all for y'all keep reading over the numbers. Y'all not talking about the plus 25, plus 26, plus 26, plus 27, plus.
We didn't get a chance to have
for the starters. I wanted to hear it before I left. For the starters.
Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you. Worldwide L.
That's dope though for the starters though, fellas.
That's good, but I honestly don't look at these numbers anymore. The plus and minus in this realm, I don't look at it because this is more like team plus or minus. So they're a little fugazi. I like to look at the other individual plus or minus numbers because it shows a different effect.
Look at that schooling me game within the game. You hear that soul finger?
I actually know it took me a minute to learn, Al, because I was going through these numbers. I was like, yo, look at the plus and minus. And then someone said it to me. I don't know who it was. And I was like, wait, so this guy was on the floor. He didn't score. He didn't get a rebound, yet he was plus 20. I was like, what? I was like, nah, these are fugazi, B.
Like, look at Quinn Grimes. Quinn Grimes, he's the one off the bench, and he got a plus 6, right? Because he was playing with the starters.
Correct.
So correct. 6, but he got the donut.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So I don't really look at them as much anymore, but I hear you. What one day, or not one day, when we get into the regular season, we'll start pulling up the advanced analytics and look at the personal plus and minuses for each player. Then we'll get into that. That'll be cool.
Now you get into the nuts and bolts of it when you break it down like that.
I gotta go though, fellas. So I'll let y'all later on.
All right, L, man.
L.
Thank you for joining, man. Listen, can I get a grilled cheese with some chicken fingers? Oh, my bad.
No grilled cheese here, baby.
Oh, my bad, baby.
Here, baby. If it is a grilled cheese, I might have to step it up. I might have to put a couple of different cheeses on there. You know,
Gruyere in there. You know,
yeah, some Gruyere. Oh, what you know about that? What you know about that?
We'll talk, L. Listen, man.
All right, I'll holler at y'all later,
right, brother.
Peace.
All right,
later, bro. All right, so let me read off the rest of these numbers. So that was Evan. And then we get to Isaiah Hartenstein. He's an interesting character, man. I like him, but he's an interesting character. He played 16 minutes, 2 of 7 from the field, 28% now, and 0 of 2 from the three-point line. Let me tell you something. He hasn't looked necessarily comfortable on the scoring end yet, and I don't know how much we can expect of Hartenstein. Listen, even when Hartenstein was with the Clippers, I mean, it's not like he was known for his scoring. The guy can stretch the floor. He has the ability, but it's not like that. Like, you know, it wasn't Hartenstein who was the focal point scoring wise. It was the center, the starting center. Now I can't remember his name. But anyway, it was the starter who was really responsible for putting up points. Hartenstein did contribute. But he does other things on the court. And as he gets comfortable, because remember, he's a new player to a new system, it's a new team environment, and it's New York. So let's just give him some time to make sure he's comfortable. And also, Hartenstein hasn't had that welcome to New York, you're a Knick game yet. Yeah. When Hartenstein gets that, then we'll see who he really is. Go ahead, Soulfinger.
Well, I'm just saying, and I think he's going to have a bigger role. He's going to get a bigger role than he did with the Clippers as well. I do believe that's going to be part of it too. So, I mean, you got to be patient. I like him. One thing I do like, and it's more so than the fact that he can hit the three, I like his passing. That dime he dropped to Brunson, was that in the third quarter, off that backdoor cut? Beautiful. Yeah, no, you don't see too many big hands in passing.
You know, the funny thing about that, Soulfinger, when I was looking at the box score, he finished with 1 assist. And I was like, what? I mean, that happened early in the game. I was like, I thought he would have been getting busy, but he only had 1 assist. It was interesting.
No, and then the Indiana game, you know, I think he had more than that, including his you know, trying out for a quarterback position and stuff, the way he slung that joker down the court. But the fact that the man can pass, he's got to work on his fouls. He commits a lot of fouls. It's almost like looking at a young Mitch when it comes to fouls.
It's very true. He's a magnet. If there's one knock that has followed Hartenstein for his career, is that he gets in foul trouble.
Yep. Are we going back to the players, or are we doing the players?
No,
now?
we are. I just want to get
yeah. You want to do an overview? Got it.
Yeah. And thank you, Andy. I should have known you would know. I'd be forgetting names, man. Zubac is the starting center for the Clippers. And that's the reason why he's the starter, and that's the reason why they chose to keep him, because he's a defender and he's even a better offensive player for them. So that's why they chose to, you know, give him the money and move on from Hartenstein. Okay, so to Hartenstein's numbers, like I said, 9 rebounds, which is a plus. That's what you want from your backup center. Okay. That's good. 1 assist, as we talked about. There was a beautiful dime, but that was the only assist he had. And he finished with 4 points. It was a tough shooting night for him. We'll see how he fares going forward. Emmanuel quickly, 20 minutes played, 3 of 9 from the field, which is better than 4 of 18. But, you know, 33%, 0 of 2 from 3. So he's in that quickly early slump phase right now. Hopefully he gets out of that. But as was mentioned earlier, he did finish with 9 rebounds. And quickly is a fairly good rebounder. So I give him credit for that. He finds his way to the ball. So good for him. 3 assists. And he only had 1 turnover. So as much as we say that there's certain things he needs to improve upon and look better at the point guard, at least he's not giving the ball away. That's good. He finished with 6 points. Derrick Rose, once again, now I don't know what's necessarily going on here, but if you guys notice, Derrick Rose is still playing limited minutes. 5 to start the first game. I think it was 11 or so. The second game, third game, I don't know what it was. And in this game, 14 minutes. So they're definitely trying to be conservative with him. He was 1 of 5 from the field, 20%, not too great. 0 of 2, 0 of 2 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He knocked down his free throws. He had 1 rebound and 1 assist and 4 points. Now, I will say, if I'm going to be honest, wasn't a good game from Derrick Rose. It didn't look good. And even if other things, his shots not falling, you'd want him to be a little bit more active in other facets of the game. But he really didn't look comfortable yesterday. And he also had some like stumbling moments with the ball. He didn't look like he had his proper foot. I don't know. Something didn't look right yesterday. So we'll see in time.
Just got to give him time. Just get his court legs back.
Yeah. Agreed. Obi Toppin played 17 minutes, 3 of 9 from the field. He didn't have it really going yesterday either. Offensively, he's 33% from the field, 0 of 3 from 3. He didn't knock down. He has 3 pretty good looks from the corner, and they weren't quite. The third one was the closest, but the first 2 were typical Obi shots.
Man, you need to put that laser scope on him so he can hit that, man. I'm like, just quit shooting it, because step in, quit trying to shoot it. Again, you don't meet the elephant, ironing board is all I gotta say.
I got you. He finished with 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 6 points. So he's still trying to be active, trying to do things to help the team. But so I give him a little bit more credit than I would Rose. No knock on Rose, is just a little bit more active than Rose was. Then we got Cam Reddish, who played 9 minutes, 1 of 5 from the field, 20%. Not a good look. He took 1 3, he missed it. He had 2 rebounds, no assists, no steals, no blocks. He finished with 2 points in the 9 minutes. Then we got Quentin Grimes, who played his first game in this preseason. 15 minutes of play, 0 of 2 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3, which those are the same shots. So basically, he only took 2 shots. Excuse me. He had 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, and no points. Now, that's okay. Quentin Grimes got to get his sea legs and all that stuff. That's his first game playing and getting used to. This is a new system for Quentin Grimes. Now, you could say that he had a couple good practices with them, but this is a new system for him to get accustomed to, and he hasn't had a lot of time to see it going. So give him some time to get everything right and get acclimated. And then we don't have to get into, the garbage time mob with Ryan, Farron, Jericho, and Miles. They all played under 2 minutes. So there's that. And then just to give a shout out to Rui Hachimura, who played excellent for Washington. I think that kid is a really good player. For whatever reason, he always gets hurt, but he's got game. Yeah. In 30 minutes of play. Good. In 30 minutes of play, he had 20 points and 8 rebounds and 2 assists, but it was good. 50% from the field, like
he balled out
from the free throw. Yeah, he looked good. He looks really good for them. Like, he is a key to Washington having a good season, because he's got to stay healthy and be that extra piece for them. Because you know what Bradley Beal is, you know what Porzingis is, basically what Kuzma is, but Kuzma's still a little streaky. But when he's on, like, if you get a healthy Hachimura and the good Kuzma with Beal, Porzingis, Monte Morris, Barton, Taj, and that team is going to be trouble. I'm just saying. I'm not bigging them up. They're not crazy, but they could be a tough team. So just got to watch them. They're going to take some time. They're a slow starter team too, because we've seen the Wizards. They start off slow. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it that I want to get to. The other numbers, you know, D already so graciously kind of went over everything, the advanced numbers as far as the game chart stuff, where you see how they did when you look at the paint scoring and stuff of that nature, and as you know, to the point about second chance points. Look at that, 26 second chance points for the Knicks. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Like these two numbers right here, the 13, the fast break points we didn't do too well on, right? But but it kind of pales in comparison, because when you can get 26 second chance points and score 58 points in the paint, you solid. Those three numbers right here, the points in the paint being high, the second chance points being high, and where's that other number that I'm looking for? Where is it? Let me go back. Box score, Knicks, right there. That number right there, folks. 66 rebounds.
Oh yeah.
Those numbers right there, you should not be losing games. Those numbers should get you a victory on any given night. That's fantastic. Let me stop sharing this. All right. So yeah, I think the Knicks have some positives that they got going, and they can expound on them and keep it going throughout the rest of all depends on what competition they play and how they step up their games. But if they do stuff like this, man, I'm loving it. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
McDonald's head.
There you go.
Hey, right now it's like a Burger King company, man. You have it your way.
Facts. Shout out to It's Me in the building. Thank you for being here. Rayology, appreciate you, my guy. I hope you're doing well. I hope today's a better day than yesterday, my brother. Good to see you, bro. Shout out to Jay Boogie. Thank you for the generous super chat. He said if anybody heard or seen Harlem Girl, just let her know she's highly thought of, and hope all is well with you. The chat misses your presence. That's a fact. Harlem Girl is always in the chat, showing mad love to everybody. I know I haven't seen her recently as well. So Harlem Girl, if you're out there, we miss you. Hopefully you come back to the chat, and we hope everything's going good with you. Appreciate that, Jay Boogie. Thank you. Yeah, man. So, oh, and shout out to DSJ in the building. Salute, DSJ. It's good to see you, my brother.
DSJ, the Marvin Gaye of Knicks Nation.
Ooh. Oh, sorry. I don't got it like DSJ. Yeah. That wasn't DSJ. Sorry, guys. That's not a representative. I am not his representative.
I thought you were getting ready for Halloween, man. Getting your ghost, ghost song.
Listen, I always said, if you need me to sing backup and harmonize with 10 other guys, yeah, I can blend in nicely.
You do the lip syncing, huh? Hey, I got you.
Dance choreographer.
Yeah, man.
Look, I'm good to get you a couple of doo-wops and shoops and do that old school two-step and spin.
I'm kings of comedy with it. That's as much as I give you. Yeah. Salute to Ron Sarmiento in the building. For whatever reason, Ron Sarmiento, I always feel like you should be part of a organization that sells high quality cheeses. You know, a brand. Sarmiento. You guys know that brand? That Yeah. I don't know. Shout out to Victor Rivera. Appreciate you. Salute. Thank you guys for being here and rocking with us. Smash that like button too, if you haven't already, man. Thank you. I don't know how many likes we rocking with. We got 56 likes, but we got 83 watching. So definitely hit that like button. Show your love. All right. So that's that. Okay. We already kind of talked about the greater gist of it. We kind of know what they look like. Now, let's get into a couple people specifically. To me, I would like to touch on Hartenstein for a couple minutes, if you don't mind. Shout out to Cully, my guy. Salute. Great show the other day. I saw as much of it as I could, but I was starting to get sleepy. Lately, my sleep hours, I was on vacation last week. My sleep hours are all over the place, and then I'm waking up early. There was points of last night's Knicks game where the Knicks had the ball, And then I was like, we're in the fourth quarter. What the hell happened? Yeah. So I was like, come on, man, I got to get together.
That's why I recorded so I can go back, man. Because man, that old man syndrome, that itis hits you. You gotta rewind.
Facts. I ain't a spring chicken anymore, man. I ain't as young as I used to be. But
yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. So Isaiah Hartenstein. Now, you guys know what the name of this show is. Know the ledge. And just like I said it about IQ, I'm going to say it about Hartenstein. Gotta give Hartenstein a break. Gotta let this guy get his moment. I mentioned it already. He hasn't had the welcome to the Knicks moment. You are a New York Knick. You know, the once a Knick, always a Knick thing. That just comes as soon as you sign on the dotted line and you wind up on the opening roster, right? But it's the welcome to the Knick thing. That's when guys are like, yo, that Hartenstein can play. That's when you go to the barbershop, like, yo, did you see Hartenstein last night? Or you walking by the winos on the corner, they drinking, man, that Hartenstein. You know what I mean? That's when you know.
when they string that Strawberry Hill, talking about Hartenstein.
Yeah, that's when you know he's arrived. You know what I mean? He hasn't had that moment yet. So let's bear with him. Let's give him a chance to get it together. I tell you, the pluses definitely outweigh the negatives. But I will say, they need to, I don't know what they need to do. Maybe they need the next practice. They need to tape Hartenstein's hands behind his back, have him just jumping like this with his body and staying away because the dude is a little happy with his hands and he keeps getting into foul trouble. His timing is slightly off. And I will say, last night, there was a block that he got in the first half, I think, that looked like a clean block. I do know that he hit the guy a little bit with his shoulder, but I don't think they should have called that on him. That was kind of messed up.
That was whack.
It is what it is, though. But he's got to slow down, man. Hartenstein is a little. Guys, don't forget, Hartenstein is a young guy.
Mm-hmm.
Still, he's playing for the New York Knicks in New York, Madison Square Garden. It's pressure. You know, people come here. They know they got to show out. They know how Knicks fans can be. So give him a minute to kind of get his stuff together and get acclimated and get comfortable, and maybe he can start slowing down because he's a little all over the place too. But we like the energy. We like the grit. He just got to kind of reel himself back in. What do you guys think about Hartenstein? D?
Yeah. Hartenstein. I'm getting vibes from him that offensively, if he's not hitting his three, he ain't providing you much as far as him being able to score the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I love how he's working out of the high post. I already knew that was going to be a thing. And you saw with the first unit too, he had a nice backdoor pass to Jalen Brunson. He's going to be utilized that way, and he will be playing with the starting unit because of that. But what's going to happen is that dudes are going to play off on him, and they're going to clog the paint because if he's not hitting his jump shot, he doesn't look like he's doing anything else. I think defensively he's in the mud, personally, especially on rotation, weak side rotation, and on and pick and roll. He looks treacherous, but he is rebounding the basketball very well. So I'll give him that. So right now, I think for Hartenstein, I think out of the high post, out of the pinch post, out of top of key, he's looking real sharp as far as setting up the offense and orchestrating it. He's rebounded the basketball real well. But if I'm him, I will go to the gym. I'll start shooting 500 to 800 threes per day, twice a day, because if he's not shooting well and he's not looking effective like that defensively, Sims will receive some minutes because Sims is versatile on the perimeter. You could switch him on pick and roll ball handlers. He can contain the basketball. Okay, he rebounds the basketball very well. So concerning Hartenstein, I'm just a little concerned with him not being able to contribute anything offensively, and him being a liability on the perimeter, especially in the pick and roll. And he better watch out.
I agree. I mean, let me ask you guys this. Well, I'll get to you, Soul Finger. So let me ask you
no problem.
This, D. Do you feel like it would be nice to see Hartenstein on the block a little bit? Because I feel like they've got him in that mid area. He is a good passer and he can get guys open on the backdoor cuts. And also then they have him also on the perimeter at the top. it would be nice to see him in the block a little bit on certain instances where Mitch is, because I feel like when you give him the ball on the block and then he can just turn around and face the basket, that's a high probability shot for him. He's got a little floater that we haven't seen go in too much here. He I think he hit one last night.
He hit one yesterday,
Yeah, he hit one. He hit one.
Yeah, he's got that little floater thing. So to me, that makes me think that if he's got his back to the basket, if he turns around, he might be able to do a nice little jump hook. The probability of it going in looks high to me because he's got a better feel. So I would like to see the Knicks use him on the block a couple times. That way, it also opens up his offensive game. You know how it is for a player when they see the ball go in the hoop and all this stuff, and builds the confidence. I think they should think of doing something like that. What do you think about that?
Oh, me?
No, yeah. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, that's right. I think, look, listen, that's up to the coaching staff and the players that if you bring a guy on $8.6 million, you're going to have him for 2 years. You got to utilize him in any way possible that he's serviceable. So that's on the coaching staff to grow and evolve, and the players to grow and evolve. And iHeart to talk, hey, guys, use me here. You can use me here on the pick and roll here. My floater percentage last year was whatever. And, in practice, they see these things as well. So it's really up to him to, if you brought him on, if he is here to back up Mitch, and if he is going to play minutes with the starters, you got to properly utilize him as best as possible.
Right. Facts. I agree. What do you think about that, Soulfinger? Just Hartenstein in general, and, how best to use him, whatever it is, however you feel.
First, I like I said, I checked him out when he was playing with the Clippers. When he got on the floor, you notice when he's on the floor because the energy, the way he plays. I think the Knicks organization must have been listening to the pods, because all the talk about getting Miles Turner. We need a stretch five. We need a stretch big. We need a stretch whatever. Boom, enter Hartenstein. So that kind of answers things there. And I do agree with D. When they're saying with that shot, that three isn't falling, it's kind of like a different animal comes out. After that, it's not the same. I think as far as him being on the block, and what I'm seeing, it would be nice to see him on the block, but I just don't think he got the footwork to go in the low post on the block. That's just me. He's more of a mid-range 3 type big man, to do that, pull it out, pull the floor. And you got to respect him when he's out there behind that 3-point line. You got to respect it, because if not, he gets hot, and he doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but he normally hits it. He stands a better chance of hitting them than missing them. When you compare he and Sims is made for the low post in that block. That's what he is, man. And if he develops a little mid-range shot, it'll be a problem because you bring you out more. But the key to iHeart's game, the one thing other than that 3, is that doggone passing, man. That passing is a big man that can pass the ball. You can get it in. You can do all kinds of things. We've seen it throughout with the greats. One player that, and I know I'm going to bring up a name that some may not be old enough to remember, is Arvydas Sabonis. Not comparing them, pump the brakes. I'm not comparing them to Sabonis, but I'm just saying a big man that can move that ball and pass it around. Sabonis, before the Joker, we had Sabonis. You had Akeem who can move that rock. So it's extra added depth, extra added dimension to the team, to the game, when you got a big man that can do that. But being with Thibs can help him defensively, because he's going to get that out. Because like I said, the man, he never seen a foul he didn't like so far. There's no knock on him. It's just that he's young, and how many teams he's been on. So what I'm saying? So he hadn't had too many that really, I don't think they really worked him in there, but you got a defensive specialist in Thibs. I think you get him right defensively.
Yeah, no, I mean I agree with that. And I think that we definitely saw some of Hartenstein's ability. The passing wise, he's a very good passer. I think they tried the one game. I don't know what they were doing. I thought that was crazy. It looked a little wild. Maybe it was the Pacer game, but I don't know if it was the second one. No, it could have been the first one. There was a point where they had Hartenstein at that little foul line area, trying to look for passing to everybody and set people up, which was okay. But at some point, it was getting a little crazy because he wasn't even turning around looking at the hoop. And he was just trying to pass the ball to people. I mean, the defense is not going to respect that. You got to give the defense something to fear, because then they're just going to be like, okay, all he's doing is trying to pass the ball to somebody. So let's just guard those guys. So, like, I don't know. It looked a little wonky. But
and also too, besides the 2 threes he hit in that first game, that's been it, bro.
Yeah.
Everything else is look ugly brick, move your head out the way type of business.
So that's why I'm saying, I think they need to try to also get him comfortable. Maybe 2 to 3 times in the game, get him somewhere closer to the block so he could take easier shots, and then just kind of get his confidence going. And if he don't hit the threes, he don't hit the threes. But at least you've done your part to kind of open his game up so he gets a little comfortability out there. Because the rest of the game, what he does on the court is still valuable. And I think he will slow down and get a little bit more comfortable defensively because the numbers don't lie. He does have really good defensive numbers from that position in the perimeter. I mean, on the perimeter and in the block. So that comes from somewhere. It's going to take a little time for him to get comfortable, I guess. Shout out to Parrish Duggar. He said, we're in good shape. Our starters can be good enough together, keep us competitive. Our bench need time, but we know what they can do. He said, I do worry about Hartenstein over 0 minutes for Sims. That's a good point because this is a weird thing, and this is where I'm going to go to Keith Turner's question because it plays into, what exactly is the idea. Keith Turner said, why would we sign Sims to a 3-year deal and then in turn sign Hartenstein to a 2-year deal, and Hartenstein jumps ahead of Sims, who was here first, and you drafted him?
Great point. Great
question. Yeah. I think it's a good problem to have because in essence, I don't know how this is going to work, but if everything works out the way, I don't know why it shouldn't be a point where Sims does have a good role on this Knicks team because we lost Taj Gibson. So in my mind, you say, okay, can we give some of what Taj Gibson was getting to Sims, right? But then again, we also didn't really have a backup center a lot last year because Noel never gave us anything. And now you got a backup center in Hartenstein who is so versatile that the Knicks want him out on the court a lot. There's gonna have to be a happy balance. And I will say one thing. If Hartenstein gets his offensive game going and he looks a little bit more competent, Sims is in trouble as far as minutes. Now, if Hartenstein continues to struggle and he continues to have these foul trouble woes, Jericho Sims is going to find his minutes and he might, listen, it's not the first time the, NBA players making money and somebody making less money surpasses him. So you never know. We got to see how it plays out. But I do also think that Sims was rewarded for his time here. They gave him some money, just like they decided to give Nerlens Noel money for his role in getting us to the 4th seed and making the first round of the playoffs. Wasn't necessarily a good contract, but they did what they did. So yeah, I hear you though. It's a head scratcher.
Just so, and Keith, you might have been listening from yesterday with our show because we were kind of alluding to that type of thing where it's like, if Sims had a good end of the season, and if Sims had a good summer league, and he's cheap, and he's productive when he's out there, and you drafted him, and he's only in his 2nd year, why would you bring in somebody to clock him up? He's the backup. So I don't understand that. And if Hartenstein was your guy, that's fine. But if Sims is playing that well, and you gave him the contract, I could have used that $8.6 million on a small forward that was needed, or possibly a backup point guard, as you guys were alluding before. So that's a good question, Keith, without a doubt.
Well, this is where I'm going to hit you with the typical Knicks, D, because Hartenstein was given the contract before the Summer League, I believe, or right when the Summer League was starting. So he was already on the team. And then they got to see Sims looking a little better than he looked last year. Like Jericho is not night and day, but there's a difference in Jericho Sims this year than it was last year. He's playing a lot better. He's free moving up the court. He's dribbling the ball. He looks comfortable offensively. He looks like he's, oh man, it's a really good sign. And it goes to that point once again. If we knew that Jericho was improving this fastly and looking good, would we have given Hartenstein the money, or maybe we would have signed a different type of center for less, like $4 or $5 million, just to be a backup, and then we could interchange them? I think that there's something to that. This is the Obi Randall thing once again. You know, drafting Obi or going to draft Obi, and then Randall decides to give you a most improved player season and all this, and you give him the money. Oh my God, whatever. I don't know.
Also,
yeah.
one more. Thibs actually played well in the second game, played better than Ihart, made one little itty bitty mistake in the backcourt in game 3, and we haven't seen him since. I don't like that.
Yeah. I hear you on that. Yeah, true. Shout out to Wesley Robinson. He said, "Salute King, Strong Island, New York in the building. Money Mitch, Big Bucket, Brunson. We're in their bag last night. Salute."
Sure
Facts. They were. And you got to see some of the best of Brunson last night. How efficient he can be, how comfortable he is on the court, and his ISO game. It's a different type of ISO game. It's an ISO game that is it's just the looks that he may run around in circles a little bit, but he's getting you to a point where if he sees what he likes, he's going right to the hole. If he don't see it, then he's looking for somebody, and most likely you're already paying attention to him, so he's creating open shots for people. Like, I like Brunson, man. I really like he's a solid point guard. You'll see, guys. Shout out to Mike Boy in the building. I don't know if I mentioned him already, but if I did, shout out to you once again, Mike Boy. Apologies. And May 4th says Herb Jones is the guy I'm thirsty for. Listen,
Pelicans ain't giving him up.
You know what I mean? Like, we would love Herb Jones, bro. That would be great. Shout out to Jay Boogie. He said what just happened was Ron doing he forgot all about Knicks content and went R&B. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I had a moment. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm back. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's pretty dope. I think that you guys bring up some really good questions and points in the chat, man. Keep it coming. C God is in the building. Salute to you. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here. Did I already mention? I feel like I did, but shout out to Bricks Nation. Salute to you, man. I don't know if I mentioned you already, but if I did. All right, cool. So salute to you, Bricks Nation. Thank you, man. All right. So let's get into the next guy that I really wanted to talk about. You guys should already know who it is when I shake my head like this. That he was getting it last night on MBK. They were coming up with all types of names for him. Ham Relish. You know. It was bad, yo. It was bad. Anyway, Cam Reddish, man. I don't know what to say. Now, granted, he only played 9 minutes, but even in the 9 minutes, I just didn't feel like he deserved more minutes. I don't know. I don't know what to say about him, man. I feel bad for Cam because he's not a bad guy. But he just hasn't, like, he's really, instead of asserting himself and separating himself and being Cam Reddish, he's like falling back and he's turning into Kevin Knox. I don't know what's happening. I'm so confused. What you guys, D, what do you think? What's going on with Cam?
Look, anybody that's seen the show knows that I have his farewell music already ready for him.
Man.
And I look, you saw Grimes coming, right? They gave Cam that little spurt. And right, and you notice that Grimes in the second half played with that second unit instead of Cam. And then Grimes, I think, ended up finishing with the first unit, which gave him his 15 minutes. So I already knew that when Grimes was coming back, I already said I don't see Cam being able to have any type of role or carve anything in this lineup. And he doesn't do himself any favors. He came out yesterday. Did you get the eye of the tiger, I'm going to eat your heart out type of energy from Cam Reddish yesterday? No.
Not at all.
It was like, okay. Oh, I got to pass. I'm going to put it up. Oh, it got swatted. Oh, okay, Tom. All right, I'll get out the game. And he just gets out. It's like, look, man, you got to be a killer out there. I need pit bulls and I need guys that can read the floor. And Cam has not shown to do either. So he needs to go somewhere, bottom dwelling team, where he could play 25, 30 minutes, and maybe something might get going. Maybe there's like a leaky pipe in the machine somewhere, or something that he can oil up and get going somewhere else. But I don't think this is a good situation for the young man, personally.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true. And shout out to Comega. He said Knox made a highlight dunk last night. Yeah, I know. Even Knox is trying to do something. Give me a highlight dunk at least. Give me something, Cam. Get the. You know what? What you got to do as Cam until he figures this out, he's got to give the Knicks a nugget. Like every game he goes out there, he's got to give the fans a nugget so that they can stay in his corner. Because the game prior, he did have that really nice play where I think it was a block or a rebound off of the Pacers miss, and he brought it back down the court, did a couple dribbles, then he went behind his back, and then he hit the layup off the left-hand side with the left hand, which looked pretty, and he's the only guy in the Knicks who can do that. That's fair. We know how Cam can get busy. But it's just like, I mean, come on, man. How long are we going to continue to see this and not see more from you? And then how are you going to fight for your NBA life? This is contract year. We're talking about the money here. I don't know. I don't know. Soulfinger, what do you think, bro? Oh, no. Soulfinger's like done with Cam. Like, I'm out of here. I got nothing to say about this dude. Maybe he'll drop though. Maybe he got a phone call. He should be back. But yeah, it is what it is, man. I just can't. I don't know, man. Hold on. What is this? Andy N said, Cam pulled a Frank Ntilikina. You know how my revenge for Frank is. Pack his bags and transport him to LaGuardia on my tab. Thank you, Andy.
Such a nice
guy. Knicks Nation said, Knocked in 18 minutes, played defense and scored in 13 minutes. Tib did not want Cam to show any sign of life. IQ or Obi did not show killer, but they got minutes. IQ was shout out Cam. Tibbs allowed. What? IQ was shut out.
It was shut out, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, I got it.
Got to decipher.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah, listen. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wait, don't go back. So, I guarantee you, in a month or two, I'm calling it now. Right, I read into my crystal ball. This is what's gonna happen. Why the hell did we give up the protected pick to get Cam Reddish when we just could have had a Kevin Knox expiring contract and gotten back that $5 to $6 million and keep the protected, which could have been used in the Danny Ainge negotiations since you wanted so many damn draft picks.
That's true. Even though that particular pick was technically was the worst of all of our protected picks. Not who it was, because I think that was the Charlotte pick, but it was just the way the stipulations went. And like it's 2 years at that one, and if it don't, then it turns into a 2 quickly compared to some of the other ones. But still, like in the end, what did you really do here? It hasn't worked from the beginning. Tibbs, the narrative that Tibbs didn't want Cam is not true. Tibbs didn't want any player to bring into the fold when he's still trying to figure out minutes in a rotation for these other guys, and that us as fans were complaining that we wanted to see.
But I thought he had full autonomy.
Hey, listen. So Cam just never really got a great shot, and then he got hurt. Or he was hurt coming here, apparently. He had that little ankle injury, little tweak or whatever. So it took him time to get up to speed, practice, all that, and then he slowly worked his way in. And then when they finally gave him a couple shots, he did a couple things that were promising. Then he got a couple more minutes. I think he had one game that he scored 18 to 21 points. I forgot what the number was. And he looked okay. And then the next game or the next 2 games after that, he got hurt again. It's just the same old thing with Cam. And I hate to say it, man, but it's just one of those things where as much as I want him to succeed here, I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think it. And he's on a money contract year where the Knicks have to decide to pay him. Just guys, where does it look like the Knicks want to? And you already know that it already came out. The Knicks are not going to give him, any money or extension before this first season deadline. It's October something. They've already said they're not going to do anything then. But that's not a big deal. But the point is, he's not making it hard for them.
No, he's not.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. Dwayne Dennis said, very true. Cam is very noxious and noxious. What's nauseous? He's making me nauseous. I believe we'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and he failed the test. It was his moment to prove everyone wrong, and he blew it. Now, I agree. Now, Cam still has a saving grace. First off, the trade deadline is far away from right now. And a lot of stuff can happen between now and then. People, injuries happen. People go out because of health and safety protocols. Anything can happen, right? Because that stuff is still around, guys. Don't get it twisted. We're about to get into the winter season. Everybody starts getting sick. It could be just a flu game that somebody can't play, and Cam gets a chance to get out there. And if he does have a moment where he shows something, he puts himself right back in the mix where the Knicks have to make a decision. And I'm not saying that they're going to make the decision that people want to see, but he just makes himself look a little bit more favorable. But he needs to wake up. Facts, D-Raz. Coma Cam will wake up. Okay. I mean, I'm going to say, if I could inject the word here, it was be Coma Cam needs to wake up, because I'm not sure he will, but he needs to. I saw that, and other people pointed to that too, Knicks Nation. IQ was freezing out Cam in multiple games, and Thibs never changed the game. I believe Thibs likes Cam over Knox because at least he gave Cam looks. I agree, and I think it's undeniable. Like, Thibs is a coach, and he's not stupid. He's a really good coach who knows things. Now, he's stubborn in his ways. He is kind of limited in his systems, although this year they're trying to do a little bit more, so we got to see how it plays out. But you think Cam doesn't do anything in practice? You think Thibs hasn't seen, whoa, that kid just did something that's nice. He sees it. It's just Cam has to show that he can do it when it matters in the NBA game, when we need you on the court. And that's why, he's trying to give Cam some looks. Plus, he also knows that the Knicks don't have a really versatile small forward. I mean, RJ is the guy right now, but I don't really consider RJ a small forward, even though they keep putting him at small forward. I think that Cam is our most versatile small forward, and Thibs really wants him to work. Even if we can't keep him long term, he wants to get the best out of him. So we'll see. Shout out to there he goes. Shout out to No Cap Sports Talk. Appreciate you. Good to see you. He said, like I said, Cam, aka the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz, he needs a heart donor. Damn. I
ain't going in on Cam, bro.
Yeah, it's rough right now. It's rough. Sergeant 59, salute to you. He says, shalom, my brothers, Ron and D, and blessings to all. Good afternoon. Good to see you.
Sergeant. Thank
you guys for joining in and being here. As always, appreciate you. Comega says, is it just me, or does Cam's demeanor reflect someone that knows their future being traded? That is, I mean, that's the look. He's an NBA player. He knows it's a business. You got to know that he's dealing with pressure. He knows this is a money year for him. He knows, he sees the roster. He's like, he knows he's kind of on the fence here. He's in the bubble. Like, where am I getting my minutes? I see how it's tough. Like, Cam is in that Obi phase. Guys, remember Obi? Coming into this year, it's doing anything wrong, and Thibs would yank him, and then Obi's like, oh man, if I make one mistake right here, I'm getting yanked. I'm not saying Cam is the whole I'm getting yanked, but he does know that he's got to do a lot to impress Thibs to continue to get minutes over other players on this team that deserve him. So it's tough. There's pressure there, definitely. Let me get to this, and then I'll get to the super chat. Sherwin says IQ freezes out the team. He is a nut. The only person IQ looks for is Obi.
Even that sometimes.
I'm gonna say that is a little funky because sometimes he's missed Obi. We just talked about it the other day. The Obi tried to do 3 backdoor plays, 3 dunk plays, and 2 of them were contested. And IQ tried to get it to him on both, and one he did throw it to him, and then the third one, when Obi was wide open, he didn't see him. So I'm like, it is what it is. Sometimes that's how it happens. I don't know what to say. Salute to Eddie F. Thank you for the generous super chat. Appreciate you, my brother. He said, "You know, I'm a fan. Thanks for your work on the Cam thing, sort of. Who will be the second team guy who grabs the opportunity when injury comes?"
I think Grimes.
Well, I think.
Sorry.
There you go. No. Because I was gonna. The only thing I was gonna say is it depends on who gets hurt. But if it's the guard / forward person, I was gonna say I think Grimes. If it's the forward / center person, then Jericho is gonna be the one to benefit from that. But yeah, I agree. I agree. And let me tell you the other thing. Well, I hope all the Knicks fans know that. I mean, come on. I don't care how critical you are. You better not be getting on Quentin Grimes for last night's game. That's his first game.
I've already heard it, bro.
Like,
and I'm like,
come on, man.
I'm like, defensively, he was on point. He had some really nice dimes. Like, really?
We gotta chill. Know the ledge.
As Jeremy says, he will forever be the Donovan Mitchell trade blocker.
He is. And I know people are going to expect a lot from him, but let the guy get back into game playing shape, get out there running around with the competition, let him and get comfortable in this new look offense, because it is a new look offense. There's some wrinkles in it, and it's a faster paced offense. So, calmate.
He looked good. The only thing with Grimes that I still saw was that it's okay to take more than 2 dribbles with the basketball, bro. It's perfectly fine. You've been working the whole summer on your ball handling. You saw he got a little caught up yesterday, gave a bad pass and stuff like that. So, but he'd be fine, bro. Grimes
it just takes time. We didn't even see Grimes do what he was doing most of the summer league. Not only was he taking shots, but he was also breaking people off the dribble and trying to get to the rim. And if he didn't have it, he was passing it out. We didn't even see him because he's not comfortable yet. So he's not able to do that yet. Let's give him a moment and let him get everything going. And also find his right situation in the rotation. As you saw, Thibs was trying to give him different looks. You saw him get that second look with the starters. They were trying to, see how everything looks. He's gotta get his fit first. So give him some time. May 4th just threw a name out there. Oh, he said Svi. Yeah. Well, we didn't see him, but I like Svi, and I think Svi is the person who needs to make this team, along with Ryan, because for whatever reason, Ryan Archiakino or Archiakino, however they want to say it, he's going to be on this team. So that's it. That's what it is.
I think that's a locker room guy type of thing.
Yeah, probably
somehow, some way.
Yeah, it probably is, bro. Okay, so getting back into the players, I wanted to spend a little bit more time talking about, and we'll touch on a couple more players as well. I wanted to spend a little bit more time talking about RJ Barrett.
Good.
Okay, so RJ, to me, is showing me something that I wanted to see from him. This goes back into last year's RJ was an aberration, because since RJ's been in this league, every year he has improved, right? Last year, he, I guess, digressed, if you will, and on the defensive end, and offensively, his numbers, the efficiency went down, but he was high volume, very high volume, because he was thrust into the situation because we were lacking certain leadership from the point guard spot, and there was a lot of ISO ball and a lot of Julius and RJ being forced to take control of the games because the offense was stagnant. This year, we look like we're coming into it with a better sense of what our offense should look like. Even if the bench didn't orchestrate it well last night, the starters are looking much better on the offensive side. And I think it's benefiting RJ. RJ put a lot of work in. You can see with his jump shot, he's got nice form. It looks legit. And he's been able to keep that same follow through, which is good because, over time, you can kind of get away from what you've been working on. But right now, it's still good. And so the addition of Jalen Brunson, as well as how the Knicks are playing, has really helped him, because when Jalen Brunson is penetrated, he knows RJ's in the corner. So he's just trying to see what shot is available, and he's kicking it. And RJ's getting a wide open shot on those corners. And, his corner percentage was one of the main things that helped his 3-point percentage 2 years ago. And that's why he shot about 40% from 3. So, and maybe I think it was 41 or 42% from the corner. So that's it's a good look. It's a good sign. I will say that I agree with D because D points this out all the time because he looks at the game a little differently than I do from a coaching standpoint. He looks at RJ's defense and how sometimes he can be a little lackadaisical. He gets beat backdoor. And certain things do happen to RJ. Now, what I'm noticing, though, and I noticed it again last night, I think they're making a concerted effort, or at least RJ is being told to make a concerted effort to help out Brunson, because I see RJ continually coming over to help out Brunson when he's on defense, which that's a good thing. The problem is he's a little slow to get back to his guy. And if RJ's guy is anybody of any stature, that could be a little bit of an issue for the Knicks. They have to keep it. You have to pay attention to that because that could be a problem for them. Because when RJ goes to help, he's slow to get back. The guy's got a wide open shot, and if the guy can knock that down efficiently, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
That's help of recovery. No, real quick. That's it. That's his help of recovery. And Evan falls from the same things that RJ does as well. But sorry, continue. No,
I agree. Yeah. The other thing is, while he's doing that, sometimes he may be looking to see, like when the point guard for the other team is bringing the ball up the court, or whoever's bringing it up, he's looking to see how the play is developing. He may be watching Jalen, see where he's about to go take his guy, and then sometimes he gets beat backdoor. His guy is cut into the basket. I think RJ really needs to kind of slow down a little bit with regards to what he's seeing out there. He's moving a little too fast, and it's affecting what he needs to do because he's getting caught off guard at certain positions. This is the same thing I used to get on Julius about, and in some cases Julius was very lackluster about it. He would let guys run all over the place because he'd be focusing on one thing. Archie's doing that a little bit. That's a little bit of a bad habit. Now, I know he's got more on his plate when it comes to helping out people, but you can't just help out and not worry about your guy, because then you start to look like a poor defender yourself. And I don't think RJ is a horrible defender. I think he's a slow-footed defender, which D has pointed out many times. But I think he can be a willing defender, but he has to be in the right position. He gets himself out of position a little bit too much for my liking early on in this preseason. Yeah. But other than that, I like what I'm seeing. And the fact that he had 12 rebounds last night, I really like that. I like that a lot. So good stuff for RJ. And I think RJ is definitely trying to show that he's worth the money and that he is going to take the next level in this NBA game. Last year, he focused on, he had his mantra that he wanted to get 20 points per game. He did it. I think he saw that he did it and it wasn't that efficient. He also struggled on the defensive end. So he said, this year, maybe I'm trying to be a better all-around player, more efficient, and do things, better on the defensive end. But he's got to kind of clean it up a little bit. What do you think, D?
A good assessment, man. I get year 2 vibes with him right now. Just the way he's playing. He's playing a lot like year 2. He's camped out on the perimeter a lot. The 3 has been efficient. It's been so efficient. Shout out to Tommy again. RJ Barrett is 10 of 20. 50% from 3 this preseason so far. Now, also add the 4 out of 7. That's 14 out of 27. That's better than 50%. It's around 52, 53. So he's been a flamethrower. I love the 12 rebounds. I really do, bro. And you notice, I don't know if you have seen the shows this week, but it was like, I need RJ's rebounding to uptick a bit. And he did it. And I liked it. Not really liking to see that he had more turnovers and assists. You notice he's had a little bit of an issue kind of creating. He's read the game a little bit better when he makes his initial first dribble. But as far as like trying to create something for the perimeter and get there, he's had some nice moments, but he's gotten himself in trouble a lot. He could be trying to figure out his way around this as well. But a big thing, and this is with Jalen Brunson, Jalen needs space to operate. So if RJ's out there and he's shooting at a flamethrower type of status, that's really going to help Jalen Brunson. Right. And, RJ's done a great job of getting to the line and stuff throughout the preseason as well. Last night was his only game where he didn't shoot well from the free throw line. Other than that, he's been pretty stellar throughout the rest of the preseason games. I like what I see from RJ offensively. Like I said, a big thing that he changed this summer, if you guys didn't know, he had a hitch on his jump shot last year. Okay, it was kind of like, but this year it's that. It's more fluidity. It's better mechanics. It's better arm motion. It looks good. And I hope that he continues going this way offensively, because this will be the first year since Duke in 3 years that he didn't get off to a slow start. So that would be very nice.
Right. I'm going to say I'm hoping to see that. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and especially that you just got signed. You know, it's kind of like a proving ground. Okay, you got this contract that you were about, even when it wasn't a big contract, but it's still a contract nonetheless. And he's shown that offensively. Defensively, look, last night, him and the team, ball containment was a hell of a lot better yesterday. So they did a good job of understanding where they're going to help him recover. You notice they were barking at Mitch a lot, because you notice off the screens, Mitch was coming up more. He wasn't in drop. You see, and they have to do that because they just don't have the perimeter defense like that to contain guys like that. I mean, the perimeter defenders to contain guys like that. So last night, the whole team's on-ball containment looked better. But as we talked before, that help of recovery is still an issue. And Thibs is going to have to, at some point, insert Grimes or something like that into that starting lineup, because you saw the defense when Grimes went out there. It would look totally different, bro. And it's because he's able to take the better perimeter players. His help defense is amazing. So it takes off a lot of pressure on your RJ Barrett, your Jalen Brunsons, your Julian Randles, and even your Mitch to apply that containment up there. But besides from that, RJ's looked stellar so far.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely. He's looked really good. I can't say anything, other than what was already said. I can't say anything else. He looked really good. And shout out to that's some poor news, man. Shout out to Andy N for giving that information. He said that Basketball Hall of Famer Dikembe Mutombo is undergoing treatment for a brain tumor, per statement issued by the NBA on behalf of Mutombo and his family. So sorry to hear that. That is horrible news. Definitely blessings and everything. Wishing good health for Dikembe Mutombo. Hopefully they can do something in regards to that tumor and take care of it. And there's no lingering or any negative effects in regards to that. That's very sad to hear that. Prayers for Dikembe and his family. Thank you, Andy, for giving us that information, the heads up. Appreciate it. Shout out to Infamous New King. Salute to you. Appreciate you as always. Good to see you. Thank you for being here and rocking with us. Keith Turner says OG Anunoby is another Cam. Can't stay healthy. Yeah, he's another guy, man.
Way more productive, though.
Yeah, yes, he is. Yes, he is. At least we can say that when OG is out there, we see OG doing something. But I would love to say that about Cam. I haven't been able to say it yet. Yep. That's true. That is true. Yeah, man. So prayers for Dikembe. The other. Sorry, you had stepped away.
Yeah.
No, you stepped away. Andy had mentioned, he put it in the chat, that the NBA released a statement that Dikembe is currently battling a brain tumor.
Oh man.
So yeah. So like I was saying, hopefully they can take care of that and no lingering effects, because that's tricky stuff. Anything with the brain is very tricky.
Yeah. Well, prayers, and that he hope he gets better without a doubt.
Definitely. What do you think about? What do you think about the fact that if we're talking, we mentioned this already, if we're talking the fact that we don't know if IQ is a point guard, right? Well, it's kind of iffy. We know he's more of a combo guard. So, I mean, if you need him at the point, he can help spell, but he's not a true point guard, right?
Right.
Do you feel like he's a true shooting guard?
I think it's best suited for him, for his style of play, what he does. You know, like I said, he's kind of like a Vernon Maxwell type of, you know, fire starter off the bench. Reminds me a lot of Vernon, because Vernon would have 35 points one game and then he'll have 5 the next. And IQ is very like that in that sense, where, you know, he's on one game, next game he isn't, stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't think they have a choice. Look, listen, you gave up 2 draft picks to get him. Okay, if you remember in that draft, they had given up initially, I think, the 22nd they had at that time, and then they gave up the 2nd round in order to go ahead and get him. So you gave up 2 draft picks. Yeah, you better utilize him best to his strengths and maximize on that. But to answer your question, I don't think they have a choice. He has to be.
Yeah, I think you're right. Shout out to the 2 Carries in the building. Kerry Cox is in the building, and Kerry Cooper is in the building. Salute to both of y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in and always being here and rocking. Also, shout out to 24/7. Appreciate you for being here. He said all RJ has to do is see the basketball and watch his man, and everything else will work itself out. Listen. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah.
You taught that in grade school.
Yeah. Shoot, I was just gonna say something. Just had it. Oh man, there we go. Kerry Cox said, "Can Svi play and defend the small forward position?" Yes, he can play. Can he defend? No.
Nope.
He cannot defend. So yeah, that's it. Now I think, like, if you put him at the small forward, could he be a slightly active on certain plays where he could, because he's a good leaper, maybe he can recover, but he's going to get beat. He's not a good defender. He's going to get beat. He's going to have to do a lot of recovery, and I don't know how good his help defense is at any other position. So he's not a good defender. He just isn't. He can score a little bit, and he's got some sneaky athleticism. So I think you just bring Svi in if you need a body, somebody's hurt, or you need somebody to soak up some minutes, or if it's one of those situations where just nothing is working, like nobody's able to score, nobody's look comfortable out there, you could bring in Svi. He can get you some instant offense if he's going, because you don't know if he's going to be consistent either. But that's what he can do. That's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, but I like his game, but he also doesn't have good measurables either. I'm not going to keep saying it because I don't want to keep sounding like I'm getting on the guy. But Eru had, from Die Hard Knicks, I'm going to give him credit for it because he's the only person I heard say it, that he's got the alligator arms, because his measurables are not good. He's got like 6'4" height and 6'4" wingspan. It's just it's not ideal. I mean, if you look at a guy like Deuce, who's a 6'2", 6'3" height and a 6'10" wingspan, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, so, oh yeah, okay, I figured so, Finger. No problem, brother. Listen, I appreciate you being on. If you want to come back for a little bit, you're welcome to. I'll put the link back in the chat. But if you can't, understandable, man. I thank you for being here and rocking with us either way. So do you think that being that Quickly has had these early problems, and this is preseason, we're not even into the regular season, I think Quickly will be fine. I don't know if we'll be able to see the best of Quickly. I don't know. I think he'll be better than what we've seen, but do you think that the Knicks should move on from Quickly?
Nah, man, not yet, bro.
Okay.
We got to see a whole third season.
Okay.
See how he evolves and grows, or see if he can carve out a niche or carve out a role that could be consistent and stuff like that, especially that you just gave up 2 draft picks to get him. So I definitely am going to milk that as much as possible and see what I get out of that. But no, not yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing that because, once again, the name of the show is Know the Ledge. So I'm putting that out there, guys. Doesn't mean because a guy has a bad game or a bad preseason, he's got to get off the team. We got to get him out of here right now. We haven't played one regular season game, but he's got to go. You got to relax.
Giving me those above the rim vibes. Not so.
Yeah. And speaking of that, speaking of above the rim, once again, another shout out to the Knicks with their Rucker game that they had last week, because Tom Shepard was in the building. Shout out to Tom Shepard above the rim, man. He came in with his little strut too, and he had his tan pants on. I was like, you know, that was an interesting look. Okay.
Wasn't he supposedly responsible for not getting Grant Hill or something like that? Yeah, because you talk about Leon, right?
Oh yeah, Leon. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, because he was part of the welcoming. Yeah. Oh no, that's it. The headphones are gone, guys.
Thanks, Leon.
Yes, guys, because if you guys remember, okay, listen. So here's the thing. Shout out to Dwayne Dennis. Appreciate you. If you guys remember, what happened was the Knicks tried to put this full court press on to get Grant Hill here when Grant Hill was going into his free agency. And he was making his rounds. And the Knicks wanted him, and he considered being a Knick, right? But what the Knicks tried to do is they tried to show him the glitz and glam of New York City. They tried to give him the star-studded thing, bring all these stars around him, like Leon and others, right? And apparently, what happened was Leon had mentioned how fun and exciting New York City can be, especially the nightlife, and how the women can be. And you know, Grant Hill's married to Tamia, and when you're married to Tamia, you don't need anything else. I'm just saying, whatever. So anyway, it didn't go over too well. Let's just say that wasn't the right approach. Now, if you were trying to woo, you know, J.R. Smith, maybe that could have worked, but not for Grant Hill. It wasn't a good look. So therefore, we didn't get to see Grant Hill in the Knick uniform.
So basically, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Oh, hit the whammy.
Yep, that's exactly no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Yep. That's what happened. There you go. Yeah, fun times. Anyway, shout out to everybody who is tuned in right now. Smash that like button. Appreciate you guys. And I thank you guys for being here and rocking with us, man. We couldn't do it without you. Y'all are an integral part of the show. And the chat has been on fire today. You guys have been great and definitely giving a lot of love and good, you know, good feedback and information. Good questions too. You know what? Let me see something. Let me see if I can bring that up just for giggles. But yeah, so the other thing we got to look at, because there's something else that happened in this game, is Obi Toppin. Now, I hope it's not bad, guys, but if you watch the game, you see that Obi, his last 3-point attempt that he shot, and on the way from the follow through, he was backing up and he took a step, and it looks like he stepped on somebody's foot or something, and he felt it immediately, and then he tried to get himself out of the game. He got out the game, and he was trying to do a couple things. He was flexing with the suspension bands and stuff, and then next thing we know, Obi went to the locker room. So I hope Obi's okay. I hope it's not a serious injury. I hope it's just one of them ankle tweaks, because the other thing, when you do stuff like that, you got to worry about everything. Achilles, all types of stuff, mild, anything, because that could be a problem.
And it can linger
especially
for a while.
In the maturation of Obi Toppin. When you want this guy to go out there and do more, it's an issue for him, and it's an issue for the Knicks too, because as much as Obi still needs to work on his offensive game and bring more to the table, the dude does push the ball. He's a guy who kind of helps with the transition game and fast break game. And without Obi out there, you do see it's a difference. So I don't know, man. Are you worried? You think it's going to be a strong issue for the Knicks that Obi could be out for a while, D? Or you think it's going to be one of those things that's quick?
I think that if he is out for a bit, that's fine. A couple of games, I think he'll be okay. But before that, I didn't think he was playing too well last night, though.
Yeah.
Before that, he got his patented weak baskets and stuff like that, which him and IQ have good ESP on. Whoa, wow.
You ain't right, bro.
Oh,
shout out to D and D's World of Hoops. That video was not right, bro. I was dying. That is not right. If you guys haven't seen, check out D's World of Hoops. I believe it was his last show. He went into his gift bag, if you will, or I don't know what you want to call them, but his video bag of different themes for this year, and one of those was an OB leak out video, and it was hilarious, man. He had the guy. What's his name?
That's B Dot.
B Dot, right?
Yeah.
B Dot did a funny video about guys who leak out, and D obviously applied it to Obi, and so D Dot was just running all over the court. He was running out the gate. He's behind the garbage. He was like,
yeah, I remember that one. He was just running. He was just leaking all over the place.
Yeah, that was hilarious, bro. Funny. You a funny guy, D.
But yeah, I have my moments. But how else does he generate his points? Like, we're in year 3, and I was looking for like a leap at least, or not a leap, but at least like a minor upgrade on ball handling to be able to create his own shot. At least the mid post, can you face up on anybody? Right? You have such spectacular foot speed. You have such spectacular athleticism and verticality. And he's wasted it on leak outs and 3-point shots. And he needs the ball in his hand, in his face, in order to do something with it. And that was a big proponent of putting out that leak video. Of course, it was an exaggeration, but it was to make the point that Obi hasn't shown me personally that, let's say, even if Randall's not playing well, it hasn't shown me to the point where it's like, okay, he needs to take over Randall's spot. And even when I think he's a better fit, but you still can't have a guy on the court that can't generate his own offense. And that's my big thing with Obi. So maybe Obi needs some time off. Recollect exactly his purpose out there and what he needs to do. Because when you're the 8th pick and you're relying on people to feed you the ball to your face in week outs, I think that's a big problem.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think about that, Soulfinger? How Obi's been looking lately, this past game especially?
I got it. Look, again, D up here knocking them out of the park. I would say this right here. You see flash, I can't say it's a real flash, but you see something is there. Obi still needs more work. Because like I said, your 8th pick, you should be able to turn, face up, and be able to go to work. You should need to have somebody always give you the ball. I haven't really seen him do any mid work. I mean, have you seen him do anything mid range at all? Just he's on that corner shooting a 3. My thing is if your 3 can't fall, step in. Take the midi. Nothing wrong with a midi. Many people want to everybody want to shoot 3s, but mid range is right there. He could be athletic as he is, and like you said, at foot speed, he should be way better. Because you look at him, it's like he's almost like a cross between a Stoudemire and a Sean Marion. The way he runs and moves around, it's almost like he's some kind of hybrid of them. I've always been in the mindset of in camp. I mean, in the off season, he should have worked with somebody like Akeem, help him with his footwork. Players like that, go to your resources. And I'll probably get shot for saying his name too. Kevin McHale, footwork, something down there. Improve your defense, those type things. He brings energy. Yeah, he runs the floor, and I do appreciate the fact that he can get the easy bucket and help towards the fast break and everything. But you got to bring some more to the table. Step in and take those. You don't have to always shoot the 3. If they're gonna leave you out there in space, come in a little bit, take a close shot. Or actually, how about if they give you enough runway, drive to the rack, take the foul, and go to the line. That's all you got to do. But he should be better than what he is. Still give him time. I know everybody develops and blossoms at their own time, but the fact that he was Leon Rose's first pick on the job and he's at 8th pick, like D said, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I hear you. And you know, I think that so the thing is, if Obi was starting and getting 25 to 30 minutes, do I think Obi would be better? I do. Because I think that Obi needs to be included in the offense at a higher level to be more efficient, and he has more time to experiment. Because the difference between a guy like Obi and a guy like Cam, and I'm just talking about ability, Cam is the type that he has all of the natural ability in the world, so he can just adjust. You can come at him a certain way. You've seen it multiple times when he's going to the rack, a layup. You know, he can adjust mid layup because it's natural to him. Obi's a thinking player. You know what I mean? Like, you give Obi 25, 20 minutes, he's like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You give me the ball here. Okay, next time I get the ball here, I'm gonna do this. You know, he's got to, you know, thinks about what he's gonna do. So he may do certain things. But when he doesn't have those opportunities, he doesn't feel as, he gets boxed in. Like, he moves one way. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna do this. Oh, throw me the alley-oop, throw me the lob. Like, he's boxed in. When he plays more and has he's more of a focal point of the offense, he starts to experiment. We see more of his game. So he has to find out a way to incorporate both of those. Like, okay, if I was playing more, then I'd be willing to try to do this, or I'd be trying to take my guy off the dribble and get to the rim and experiment, or I'd be backing the guy down. We've seen all types of, Obi showed us all types of different moves throughout his tenure with the Knicks. He just doesn't do a lot of them in a game. Like, one game, we've seen him cross somebody over, spin around, get to the rim, and I'm like, what? That was from Obi?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I never seen it again.
I can't, like I said, Ron, it's not, you can't even say it's a true flash or spark. I don't know what to call it. You see him do a little something, like, was it summer league or last season?
Right.
We seen him take it through his legs, do a drop step, and then go. Like, wait a minute, Obi? And I'm thinking, all right, Obi been working in all season. Then seeing it again the 1st of February.
Yes, exactly. That's a fact. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I like I said, once again, we got to know the ledge, guys. I'm not ready to throw anybody to the wolves. There's some stuff that needs to be cleaned up and worked on, but I think it'll come in time. Now, if we get to the midway point and Obi still looks like this and Quickly still looks like this, then you start to say, okay, guys, because we remember, let's not forget the prevailing theme that I've said and others have said, Adiz said it, you know, you've seen it throughout the Knick community. This is still a show improve year. Guys still need to show improve, because next year Obi's supposed to get his contract extension. IQ's supposed to get his contract extension. So if they don't look good this year, I'm telling you, they're gonna be out of here. You ain't gonna see them.
You're gonna hear, and like our man, like Ron, man will say, "This is your captain speaking," and you're gonna hear him, send him on the first thing to LaGuardia.
You're right, and you're right too, Andy. We saw flashes from Frank too, but I think we've seen much more from
Obi.
We've seen from Frank.
Yeah,
so,
we've seen way more from Obi than we did Frank.
And if those guys don't, if you're Quickly and your Obi doesn't really take some sort of leap in year 3, you're gonna hear a lot of crap from the fan base about, you know, 8th pick, you could have gotten this, you wasted it on this. Oh, you know, with Quickly, you wasted 2 first draft picks and it hasn't really panned out or anything like that. What's up with the development? You're gonna start hearing a lot of stuff about that.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, look, you know, it's already written, like those old school scrolls in the Wizard's chamber. They got scrolls with all the stuff you could have, should have done, should have, would have, could have. If was a fifth, we all be full type information on it.
It's true. Yeah, Cam is definitely playing on the ledge. That's a fact. And Sherwin, no, I am not seeing anything more than what I'm witnessing from Obi. Let me tell you something. Anything could change. A lot of stuff can happen. This is so early in the season. Guess what? The season hasn't even started yet. we don't know what's going to happen. What happens if we get into a couple games throughout the season? This is a very tough first 20 games for these Knicks. What happens if the Knicks start to play the better upper echelon competition, the Milwaukee's, the other teams, whatever? I'm not going to say Memphis is the first game. I think it'll relax. What if we get to game 10 or whatever, and it's one of those teams, and the Knicks are going up against a formidable team, and, you know, Julius's peers, because Julius might feel that, you know, he's the best player still on this Knicks team, and things aren't going his way. And then he's watching the other team with his peers getting busy, and Julius starts to kind of fall back into some of the poor things that we saw last year. I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm going to give him credit and benefit of the doubt, but it's a long season. Anything can happen. If that happens, then we're back at the whole thing again. Like, Julius got to get up out of here, and then you're stuck with Obi, right? But Obi, that might benefit Obi, because maybe the Knicks start to say, you know what, we got to get Julius out of here, and he's starting to do this. And rather than go through it again like last year, Julius's minutes are going to start to get cut a little bit. We're going to give Obi more shine, which is going to make things worse, of course, but it could happen. And then you start to see Obi more. And if Obi plays more, I'm telling you, he's going to be a better player for you. You may still not see exactly what you want from him, but you'll see something more positive, because in more minutes, Obi has shown that he plays better basketball. That's all I'm saying. Not saying he's better than Julius.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's nowhere near better than Julius right now. And I know I got some probably put a big bullseye on my back by saying that, but it's true. I often felt that we should have never drafted Obi, truth be told. Not for where he'd have been better suited somewhere else. I think that wasn't a good pick for us.
Agreed.
Just my feeling. Because he still needed he needed work, and you need to have him with he needed to be developed the proper way to run a certain system. And trying to have him put him in, it was almost as if you didn't know what to exactly do with him. You know, it's like you got a pair of sneakers that you got, but you don't know what to quite wear them with because the colors are off. That's kind of like how Obi was or is. I like Obi, and I'm not trying to dump on him or anything, but you know, he's got to work. He's the energy, we get it. He can pass the ball, but we got to be realistic. Some players develop slower than others. It's simple as that. It's not going to be. It's not like you got. You can in the off season you can take them and do the upgrades in between on NBA 2K or whatever it is. It takes others longer. Some got it right out the gate. They come out, you know. Others take a little bit, then others never get it. I mean, such is life. But we got to do something. Obi's gonna have to get out of it. Like you said, that contract, he and IQ, that contract is coming. So is you gonna ball or you gonna fall? Which one is gonna be?
And look, listen, if you pick up Obi late first round, early second round, and this was the production, we would have been like, wow, nice pickup.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's the place. It was the timing. It was where he was drafted. That's what really makes the conversation different. It's the same thing with Kevin Knox. We would have not flamed Kevin Knox.
He was drafted late or in the second round.
Right, or Frank Ntilikina if they were taking late first round, early second round. It's the place of where they're at, and you expect talent to be at a certain place and position and those type of places, and that's where the conversation starts getting gritty and dirty.
And that's a good point right there.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah, that's a real good point you make, because yes, you know, where you get drafted does make a difference, especially in your talent or in your level of talent and development prior to. You know what I'm saying? Because Grimes, look what we got Grimes. You know, and everybody's hyped with Grimes. We got a lot of them like Grimes because look how far down he was drafted. If Obi would have been drafted in the back end of that first round or picked up in the second round, you're right. You have more leeway. But you look at Knox when he was drafted with
ninth.
Okay. And then and with Frank, well, like I said, Frank should have never been there. They were high, drunk, insane, and whatever else when they drafted him. I was, man, anywho. But it's just the way that position, because expectations come with draft picks, positions, especially in the situation we're in. We are thirsty and want a young player to pop. not to fall off. You want one to pop. You're like, yo, that's the one we drafted. He's doing this, that, and the third. He's bringing it. That's what you want.
Yeah. Well, really, I mean, we just got to wait and see, man. Just got to wait and see. But the truth of the matter is, if OB and if guys like IQ and Cam is obviously on the smallest leash. But if these guys,
he's on some thin ice.
Very thin, that joint is cracking. If they don't do what they need to do and show like they're continuing to improve this season, I think it's a slim to none chance that there will be here, for the long term.
And this is the thing. I like both. I like Obi, so don't misconstrue what I'm saying. What I'm saying is in hate. I don't have hate on it. I don't hate anybody on the team, if that makes sense. There's I want to see Herb run up out of there. So because we've done that already. Cam, I was an advocate for Cam for a while, man. I have been, because I was like, man, you look at the measurements and all this, but when you see him out there, it's like he's too cool for school. If he can't get it together, man, he's gonna be. This is gonna sound crazy, and I know I'll probably get crucified, but if he can't get it together, man, Kevin Knox gonna have a longer career than he would. Seriously. That may sound crazy, but just looking at it, man. Because really, right now, him getting an extension with us, he still had a better chance to run through hell and gasoline draws. It ain't gonna happen. He's got to get it together, man. You see the physical gifts and talent the man has. He just got to put it together. He's got to do something. And I'm pulling for Cam. I really am. I really am. I would like to see him stick. I like to see him pop with the Knicks, but I'm more disappointed because I didn't see he had the opportunity. He just hasn't. I was expecting to come back after that injury and come out and show us a little something this preseason. I know he got to try to find his way, but you got to look better, man. Agreed.
Shout out to Nick Jr. 79. Appreciate you for being here. Craig is in the building. What's going on, Craig? David Parker is here. Salute to you. Finesseful J is in the building. Thank you for being here. Oh, interesting. Hold on. I'm going to star that. I'll come back to that. Jeffrey Clafter is here. Salute, Jeffrey. Appreciate you. And also, special shout out and salute to the Queen. Dope Soul Sports Talk in the building. What's going on, Steph? Appreciate you. Interesting here. Finesseful J said, this is the second time. I don't even know if he was here earlier to see this. The team is missing vets. We need a Rondo that can play the bad cop and help them be accountable. A Melo to pass down some skills. Interesting. I tell you, you know what? And let me tell you, it's a shame. First off, I feel bad, but I can't really say anything about it. I feel bad for Kemba Walker because I know Kemba Walker is about to get cut from Detroit. And it doesn't look like any teams are interested in him right now, which is it's a sad thing. It's a shame, but there's some health and ability to that. Okay, but I really feel bad for Carmelo. I don't know why Carmelo is not on the NBA roster. That's kind of, I still don't get it because Carmelo still looked like he had some game that could help a team last year. Is he Carmelo of old? No, but he should be somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't know what the deal is with Carmelo, and I think he's been a pretty model citizen. When he got kind of blackballed the first time around after Houston, I understood it because Carmelo was balking a little bit. You know what I mean? He still wanted to be starter Carmelo. He still wanted to be treated like the man. Those days were already past, and it took him a minute to understand that. But now I think he's far removed from as far as he can jump on a team and understand he's got to, be a part of it somehow. Yeah. Knicks, I don't think is a good fit. The Knicks is not a good fit, but somewhere else he could be somewhere. I just think that's messed up, man. But whatever, it is what it is. It's life. There was something. Okay, there was somebody else who said something that I wanted to get to. Maybe I did. Maybe it was Finesseful J. It could have been. So anyway, guys, just before we get out of here, I wanted you guys to tell me what are your thoughts and expectations for this Wednesday game in Memphis. Walk in Memphis. What are you guys?
Hey, DSJ gonna pop up and get you.
Hey, I told you, put me in a group with 10 other dudes, whether you don't really hear my voice prominently and I can just blend in. I'm right there. What do you guys think about the Knicks in Memphis opening night? D, what are you thinking about this game, man? Go ahead.
No, go.
I was just gonna say, now, mind you, Memphis, you still may be able to sneak up on them because it's the first game of the season. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You may not get prime Memphis, maybe.
Before I do, I want to give a shout out and I want to give the flowers to Mitchell Robinson and Jalen Brunson. They looked fantastic yesterday.
Yes. Yes.
Jalen just played with great pace. He was orchestrating the offense, got his shots, highly efficient looks. The ball was moving, 25 assists. Mitchell Robinson just looked like a defensive anchor for us, something that we desperately need. Now we need one of that on the perimeter now, but we do have that in the interior. That's very important. People also got to understand, too, the reason why Mitch's rebounds don't always look that high is because he's spending most of his time altering shots and picking up the pieces of these guys not being able to pick up their closeouts or in help of recovery and stuff like that. But I just wanted to give those guys the flowers. Jalen is as advertised. As I said in July, he's going to come and bring a lot of intangible things that are going to be very vital for this basketball roster. It's going to help out your RJ Barretts. It's going to help out your Mitchell Robinsons, etc. So now for Memphis, they're going to be in Memphis, and it's going to be a very good test for that first unit. They are missing Jaren Jackson Jr., but I still think they're highly potent, they're highly explosive, and they're highly dangerous. That's a Western Conference Finals type of team there. Very good test for us. Very interested to see how the starting unit comes out, especially on the road. The bench, I'm a little frazzled about, and Memphis has a very
good bench. Yes.
Yep. So very interested. I think last night, the Wizards bench destroyed the Knicks bench, by the way, as far as points were allocated from that.
Yeah, they annihilated. They had 34 while we put up 16. Rui Hachimura outscored our bench. Hachimura outscored our bench.
Yeah, correct. I heard it when they said that was horrible.
Correct.
Continue, D.
Yeah, so very interested to see how the bench plays and stuff. So I see it as like if the starters are having a little difficult time with their first unit, and say games close, might be a difference in score when the benches come into play, and that will cause Thibs to be stringent, and it will cause him to play the 32, the 33, the 34, the 35 to RJ, Brunson, Randall, right? And you saw it last night. RJ and Brunson played the whole third quarter. And it was you could tell, Tommy's got an itchy trigger finger with this stuff, bro. And you even saw he even let Barrett play one whole minute in the fourth quarter before substituting him out. Like, what the hell was the purpose of that, bro? You could have just put in Grimes at that point and just called it a day. So I didn't get the whole point of him. So you already see it starting to happen. I thought he put in the starting unit a little prematurely because I thought the bench had done a decent job of maintaining the league, and I think they even stretched it out by 1 point. So I thought it was a little premature. I think he brought him in with 6:29 left in the fourth.
He did. It was.
So
I watched it again this morning. That's when he did it.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Tibby ticking time bomb. And look, the bench, and to Thibs' defense, the bench hasn't really given him much reason for us to get on Thibs for maybe playing these guys 33, 34, 35, 36 minutes because the bench hasn't looked great, except for game 2. Right. But besides from that, they haven't looked too shabby. So if they come out and lay an egg against Memphis, expect those minutes to go up. I think the rebounding game is essentially important. Okay, you got to control the boards. You control possession. You control the flow of the game. The commandments have to be served. For guys that don't know that, it's stuff of ball movement, points to the paint, efficient offensive basketball, communicating effectively, offensively, defensively, getting all 5 guys involved, which they did last night, and you see they had stellar results. It's stuff of that nature. I have 8 of them, but if they follow that against Memphis, you will see the 43 to 45, 46 to 47 to 48 wins this season. And if they do that and the bench lays an egg and Thibs overplays these guys as he should if the bench is not producing, then we might come out with a victory against Memphis.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm hoping that that's the case. And thank you for also mentioning again Jalen Brunson and Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
I thought we talked about them before, so I didn't want to get back into them, but I appreciate you doing that because they played really well. Really well. Shout out to, I'm realizing I saw your name and I don't know if I said shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to Cully. Appreciate you. I think I did, but I'm just bugging out. Sometimes,
you got him.
Okay, sometimes I'll be tripping, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Cully. Appreciate you for being here. And shout out to my guy Kareem Grant. What up, dude? Good to see you, man. As always. Appreciate you, brother. And for those who may be tuning in now, who may have missed it, we kind of went through what we thought about the quick recap, what we thought about the Knicks in last night's game. Bench struggled on the offensive side. The team on the defensive side looked good collectively. The starters looked really good throughout the whole game. And to Dee's point, you got to see what most likely is Thibodeau's rotation and style of what you can expect to see in Memphis on opening night. And it was typical Thibs. He did go back to the starters pretty quickly, but you know what? I think also he was going back to his ways, but he was also maybe trying to get the starters the minutes. Like, start getting used to this, guys, because when we get to Memphis, it's coming. So I don't know. Maybe that's what it was.
Mm-hmm. And we trying to tell people yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I hear you on that. I just wish he would have given. My concern is just the bench, man. That's where my concerns are. More so than the starters. I'm worried about the bench. The bench hadn't looked. I mean, granted, I know it's preseason. This bench just didn't look good, and that used to be a strength. But I know it's early and everything. But that's what I got my eye on.
And just a quick stat for the starters: R.J. Barrett logged 110 minutes in the preseason. New York outscored their opponents by 76 points in those 110 minutes. Only 6 NBA players posted a positive and negative north of plus 60 during the preseason. 4 of those 6 players are the Knicks: Barrett, Randall, Robinson, and Jalen Brunson.
That's a really good sign, man. Listen, that's kind of one of the things that I just wanted to point to before. We mentioned it. Like, you can see that the starters are definitely playing much better basketball. Now it's no longer, the bench is out playing the starters. No, the starters are doing what the starters do. And so the bench needs to kind of get in line and get their game up to par. And because I don't even know if the bench can be better than starters. I think this starting unit is pretty damn good now. So I expect to continue to see that. And maybe that's going to be more of a benefit because you look at the team like the Chicago Bulls, for example, that starting lineup is loaded. And they were able to stay in many games. They had one of the better records down the stretch. They started to fall apart down the stretch because of injuries and the bench not really doing what it needed to do. But throughout the season, it kept them in a front runner as a front runner for most of the league. So listen, if the Knicks can continue to get that type of play out of these starters, if Randall continues to stay in line with what they're doing, and his game comes along slowly, he has his moments as well as everybody else, Knicks are going to be in good shape. The bench just has to give them something. Last night they didn't give them much, so I don't expect to see too much of that because I think the bench is a real good solid team that they've been used to playing with, on the same roster for a couple of years now. I think they should be fine, but we'll see. Before I get to Soulfinger, what your thoughts are for the Memphis game, I also wanted to say a couple other things that, thanks to the chat for bringing it to our attention. If you guys are just joining in, the other thing is looks like Jordan Poole is finalizing a 4-year, $140 million deal with the Golden State Warriors. So the Jordan Poole dreams are starting to go bye-bye, guys. If you thought about Jordan Poole possibly being a Knick someday, never say never, but it won't be in the next 4 years, or maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, the other thing is sad news. Fortunately, he's still with us, but Andy had brought to our attention that the NBA released a statement about the Dikembe Mutombo. He is currently battling a brain tumor. So prayers and blessings to Mutombo and his family. Hopefully he beats this thing and is able to get back to good health and have a solid life for the rest of his days, man. So sorry to hear about the Dikembe Mutombo.
Word.
Yeah.
So Soulfinger, what did you think about the opening night in Memphis? How do you feel about the game against them? And is there anything that you think that we should look out for as well? If you want to add something to it.
As far as us playing against Memphis, it's going to be a real interesting game because I think that, well, we got Memphis. Yeah, Memphis the first game, and then got the 3 easier games, and then you got Milwaukee on the other end. So those are the two big games, harder games. To start the season off, like I said, with Memphis and having Jalen Brunson running the point, we'll see what our starting 5 measures against one of the top teams in the league. And go from there. It's going to come down to it's going to come down to the effort and the defense tighten up. And amongst the starting 5, because we already know Evan's going to be the starting 5. How soon will Evan Fournier find his footing in the lineup? When to strike, when not to strike. Because I do like how he's moving without the ball. But my concern, and I said it earlier, is it's going to be our second unit. That is my concern because D brought it up. Memphis got a good second unit, man. And in some cases, you look at some of the bad teams we got, that second unit would be a starting unit for some of these other teams. You know what I'm saying? They got a good point guard coming off the bench that can keep everything rolling. Yeah, I know Triple J is down. I can't remember who's his backup, who's going to be filling in that spot, but still. We talk about Ja, but we got to talk about the rest of that team as well. It's going to be until I see the second unit start making progress. That's going to be my main concern, one of my biggest concerns right now throughout the season. It's going to be interesting. I'm not going to go out. I'm not ready to jump out a window or anything, but I think it's going to be a good game. I think it'll be more of a dogfight than a track meet. Truly, I do. I think it's gonna be more because Brunson's gonna be going up against Ja, and I know Brunson wants to show. And you may not. He's a player that he doesn't have a chip on his shoulder. He got a redwood on his shoulder just to prove like this is my team. This is what I need to do, and to galvanize and bring that culture in. Also, one name we had brought up in regards to this matchup is gonna be Julius Randle. Because we've seen how he's been playing within the team, but he hasn't had a breakout game like we expect. He's been playing within the team. So it'll be an interesting game. Again, my worry is the second unit. Thibs gonna be running guys in the ground, something I'm concerned about as well. But D, you said it, and I was thinking it. You said it. We saw it last night. My heart sank when I saw that because I was like, this is preseason. You could have won the game with your starters. The problem is your second unit needs more time. Put that second unit in, let them get more time to gel and go from there. That's what we needed. You don't have to put Rose in, keep him on the minutes, but let those other guys get some burn to work defensively, offensively. They just need work. And that's where I'm at, man. That's all.
One more thing, too. This is a great test for our faster pace against a team that likes to get up and down. So it's very interesting to see how we adapt and react to that as well.
Very true.
Definitely.
Very true. And yeah, I know Jalen's going to have his hands full guarding Ja, but hopefully Jalen can do the adverse on the other end to Ja, because Ja's not the greatest defender either. So maybe Jalen can take it to him. It's going to be hard to get past him because Ja's quick, but
his speed and his athleticism is crazy.
Yeah.
I think with Jared, with Triple J out, you could take advantage of that by way of using Randall and Mitch. Especially if you get them involved early in the game, put pressure, because Steven Adams he's one person. He's He's a big body. That's a whole lot of strong body down up in there. But we gotta use what we got. But it's like I said, I'm just keep saying it. I'm concerned. Maybe I'm more worried about the second unit, and I'm not. I'm used to seeing our second unit being a strength, and more so than a weakness. Because only thing we really added was iHeart.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's pretty much the same, and I know Grimes is coming back off an injury and everything. And I mean, you got, and then with Cam, we don't even, it's the Cam is not showing as much. iHeart is new. Grimes is on the mend. He's still coming in, so he's got to get himself back in rhythm. So we'll see, man.
Yeah, I agree. And shout out to Alex Isaac. Appreciate you for being here. Thank you. We're about to wrap up the show, but listen, you're welcome to watch the replay and watch as much as you want because it's a long show. So you definitely got 3 hours worth of stuff here. And to your point, yeah, the Knicks had the best second unit in basketball at one point in the season. When the season ended, I don't know if they were the best at that point. Like they were one of the tops. But things started to kind of fall off a little bit as the season progressed. But yeah, the second unit, I think will be fine. But right now, they don't look that good. And I think where this worry is coming from is that the Knicks are not playing the exact same basketball. If the Knicks came into this year playing the exact same way they played last year, that the second unit would be fine. But the Knicks are adapting and trying to push pace and move quicker. So the second unit and whoever's orchestrating the second unit has to fall in line in what the Knicks are trying to do. And we, as much as we said that the Knicks need a point guard, right? And we finally look like we got one. The second unit doesn't have that point guard. The first unit does. So unless Jalen Brunson is out there running the second unit too, someone on the second unit has to step up and be able to carry out that fast 14 seconds or less pace or that style that the Knicks are trying to do. And we haven't seen the comfortability yet. We also have a new player in Hartenstein who's playing a good amount of minutes, and he's being an effective role as a passer and different things. He's another person who has to fall in line and get acclimated. So there's some new pieces and new things, a new piece and some new things that have to be done a certain way. But once they get comfortable, I think they'll be fine. Just right now, you're going to worry. And the season is Wednesday. So, that's all. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah, man, I think that I think the Knicks will be fine. But I do think that they need to play effectively. They need to play fast. They also need to play efficiently and give effort on the defensive end on Memphis. And that has to continue because if you don't start off with that type of mindset, it's going to be a long season and a long first 20 games because these 20 games are pivotal. The Knicks need to either be above 500, at 500, or right below 500 to kind of show that they can have a good season. Now, if they don't start off that way, it could be tough. So we're talking either right above 500, at 500, or maybe a game or two below 500 for 20 games. If the Knicks only get like 4 or 5 wins in these first 20, not a good sign.
Yeah, I was just looking at the first 5 games. We could either go 4-1. I see us going either 4-1 or 3-2 out of the first 5 games. I've seen that schedule. It's a possibility we can do that. 4-1 or 3-2. I see us finish above.
Yeah. Yeah. And they definitely need to beat up on the teams that they need to beat up on. Like, I don't care how good the East is and how much improved these young teams have made themselves. Knicks got to beat up on them. They have to. Yeah. They just got to.
You have to.
got to.
The teams you're supposed to beat, you beat. You don't just you go out and beat them. And then the teams that you're outclassed, you go out and fight. Because you can do it 50. You can, if you're splitting with them, hey, you did something. You just pull one game out of 2 or out of 3, one out of the 3, you at least get your W instead of getting swept. But you need to go in and be competitive day in, day out.
Has to happen. It ain't gonna be. And I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. Because let me tell you, I do not expect that Detroit team on opening night at the Garden to be the same Detroit team we faced in the preseason. So Knicks gonna have to step up.
And another thing too, right? Like we played Detroit, Indiana twice, and the Washington Wizards in the preseason. That is like supreme light work compared to what we have coming to us this first 15 or 20
Very-
days.
Oh
Very
man,
true.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah, that's
I
setting
have
you up for the okie doke.
right. So I just feel like this 15 to 20, 25 games is really going to tell the season. And, you know, if they get punched in the mouth early and stuff like that, we could be in it for a long season.
Well, you know what, D, real quick, you remember we said that before last season, and we were expecting changes to come after 20. It wasn't until, 40 games in, Thibs decided to maybe think, oh, maybe I'll make this move. So I think Thibs may be feeling the heat of that skillet right now and may tap dance. But like you said, he's got that itchy trigger finger, and he'll pull those starters in a heartbeat. Oh, what? All right, man. So what? Okay, man. You've been playing for 40 minutes. You got Bob. You got the last 8. Go ahead. I got you.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I agree. I mean, definitely, there's nothing, no guarantees with anything. We don't know how this is going to play out. We just hope that the Knicks continue to show effort and do the fundamental things that you need to do in order to win games, making your free throws, moving the ball, trying to take good shots.
Yes,
and go from there.
Yeah.
Before
Andy
I get
has a
out of here,
question.
oh yeah, okay, cool. Before I get out of here, I'll get to Andy's question. Also, where is it? There we go. And Anigril, or is it Anigril? I don't know. I feel like I didn't say that right, but salute to you. Thank you for being here. He said, would Thibs throw in Cam or Deuce for situational defense? I think Thibs needs to do that. This is my thing that I said last year that Thibs didn't do. And I think that is one of the things that he has to do in order to keep these guys engaged. But listen, Deuce and Cam, especially Deuce, can give you some valuable minutes on the defensive end, especially if you feel like you're getting roasted out there, like we saw happen to the Knicks when the Knicks played Brooklyn and Cam Thomas was lighting us up, or when we played the Lakers and had a 20-point lead and they came back, and then Malik Monk was lighting us up and no one could guard Malik Monk. Stuff like that.
He had
All
Malik
those
Monk
good
looking
memories.
oh my God, he had Malik Monk looking like he was the first ballot Hall of Famer.
That was crazy. It was crazy times. Good stuff. Yeah, so I think that's the answer to your question, how I feel. I don't know. Shout out to Andy. Andy's question to the panel. You guys think Thibs won't mesh one of JB, RJ, or Randall with the second unit?
He's already doing it. He done it with RJ, and he did it with Jalen Brunson yesterday.
He is definitely doing it. But the problem is, even like, for example, with Jalen Brunson, you can only, like, it depends on who the Knicks are playing. Like, if the Knicks are playing a powerhouse team, a really good team, you can do that a little bit, but you need Jalen Brunson to be effective with the starters. So you don't want to play Jalen too much either with the second unit, because when it comes back to needing him out there with the starters, you need him to be fast and effective the way he normally plays. So you got to figure out the minute usage properly to make it all work. And I'm not saying that Jalen, Jalen can play 30 minutes, not an issue. I'm just saying, like, you want him to be effective in that time. So you need somebody, especially in the point guard role, whoever's going to be, facilitating, to step up and show that they can be effective. They don't have to be Jalen Brunson, but they got to be effective in the offense of what they're trying to run, or we're going to have a long season.
May not be a floor general, but at least a floor lieutenant.
Right. And maybe you'll get a lot of that from Derrick Rose, but just Derrick Rose is kind of, for whatever reason, he's coming along slowly. Maybe it's also because he missed a lot of basketball last year. That could be it. So we'll see, man, in time. But I want to thank everybody for being here. Shout out to Worldwide L for being here. My guy, D's World of Hoops, as always, appreciate you. Are you going on tomorrow?
Yes, I am, sir. Sunday at 12.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sunday at 12, guys. Tune into D's World of Hoops. He will be on YouTube, D's World of Hoops, at 12 p.m. Right before you get your football on, you get a little bit more hoops action, and you see how D gives it up. So it'll be entertaining. Soulfinger, thank you for being here as well. Shout out to John, who came in for a quick announcement, and he had to go to work today, so salute to him. And I think that's everybody else who jumped on. I don't think I'm missing anybody. At least I hope I'm not. And shout out to sorry, I gotta get him. Where is he? Damn it, I lost it. Where is he? Oh, Sergeant 59. Shout out to Sergeant 59. I know you wanted to come on the panel and talk, but you don't know how everything works. So let's do this next week, Saturday. If you're available, you come back. Hopefully you can come on the show earlier. It starts at 11, but if you can't make it, that's fine. And then, maybe we could walk you through it and get you set up. It may take a little time. It may not work perfectly your first time around, but the point is you get comfortable, get used to it, and then you can get on the panel and be able to talk on any show you like to talk on. So, yeah, next week's, if you're still here, Sergeant 59, come back, and then we can try to get you on the panel and kind of walk you through how you need to do it and set it up.
Right.
All right? Yeah, man. So thanks to everybody. And before we get out of here in this little feel-good moment, you guys have seen the movie. You know what it's about. You know how it looks. My guy, like I said, you seen Above the Rim. You know who this is. You know this walk. You know what it looked like.
Where's Birdie?
Just look at that walk, y'all.
It's vampire-ish.
Yeah, man. You see it, bro. Yeah, he's a character, man. He is definitely a character.
See, you got that walk like that one uncle. That's that one uncle that comes over to the house and they tell you, don't go over there and talk to him. Don't be telling that boy that stuff.
Yeah, man, he's a character. I love Leon, man. He's great in every movie he's in. He's got a swag about him. He's talented as heck, Shout out to him. D, you got a new subscriber. Shout out to Dope Soul Sports Talk. Steph.
Yeah, shout out to the queen.
Appreciate you, heavy. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, man, this has been another great show. I thank you for being here and rocking with me on this Saturday. The weather is pretty nice out there still. I don't know, it might be a little cloudy, but whatever. It's not raining. Go out there, enjoy yourself. Get you some. Is brunch over? It might be over, but get you something to eat. Just enjoy it, man. The weekend is here for a reason, man. Take a load off. And to those who have to work this weekend, appreciate y'all as well, man. Hopefully this podcast got you through whatever you're doing at work, or if you're working later tonight, listen to this as you get through your day, man. So thank you guys once again. And before I get out, I better mention this. So first off, this Monday, hopefully, if everything goes well, we're going to show the new look of Still Knicks Fans Season 3, our SKF weekly show. And, we want to get you guys with some new content and also a new look. So hopefully that turns out okay. The NBA report on Thursday at 8. We'll be adding some new wrinkles to the show. The same look, same great dope opening song, because that song is fire. It's one of my favorite. But hopefully we'll add a couple more elements to it. And then once again, next week, Know the Ledge. There will be a little different look. We'll be adding some different things. Hopefully we have a new theme song and some other stuff for the show as well. So definitely stay tuned into all of that. And I'm going to be on Cloud 9, hopefully, next Saturday morning to start the show, because I will have already been to the Garden. I would have already done the post-game and pre-game with MBK at Legends. And hopefully the Knicks will have already beat down the Detroit Pistons the night before. So I can't wait. I'm hoping.
You just got it all planned out, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I can't wait. Anyway, man, thank you guys for being here and rocking. Salute to everybody. Salute to my great panel. And just have a great rest of your Saturday, man. And listen, as I always like to say, be good out there. And if you can't be good at it.
One thing before I leave, I always give my kudos and flowers to the chat. Without you guys, we're not here. We greatly appreciate you, and we love you. And thank you for Ron doing a great job of keeping us in check and keeping the topics going. So figure, great job with your perspectives as well. And don't forget, guys, I'm on tomorrow at 12 o'clock. I won't take away from your football. Just took a couple of Nick things and stuff like that. And then you guys can carry on with your day. Thank you,
D. Appreciate you as always. Hey, guys, smash that like button on your way out. we got 88 likes. See if we can get to 100. We got 57 watching, so the ratio is good. But if there's anybody who hasn't hit that like button, hit that like button on your way out, man. Show your love.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Yep.
And I'm sorry. Any final words, Soulfinger?
I just want to tell everybody, hey, first of all, I appreciate you, you cats letting me come in and rock with you and everything. It's always a learning experience. To everybody, any and everybody that's listening, look, if you hadn't hit the like button, hit the like button. It burns calories. So you working on your 6-pack, hit that like button. You'll get you work on your 6-pack. And then you can get you a 6-pack. And if you haven't subscribed to my man D, subscribe to him, because trust me, you will learn a lot. You know, he's like KRS-One over here. He's like the teacher. He will teach you. So, and then you get on this show, hit the like button, burn some calories, get your 6-pack, and then go get a 6-pack. That's all I got. Hey.
Thanks for that.
There you go. Yes, definitely. No doubt, Steph. I'm gonna watch your show when I get a little chance after this, because I know you go on, after every Knicks game at 8 a.m. So shout out to you. That's early, but you're dedicated. So good to you.
Very
and
nice.
I look forward to seeing you at Legends later this week. That should be dope, man. Once again, guys. If you guys are able to, if you can't make the Knicks game, I understand. Maybe you can't get the tickets, or the tickets are sold out. Whatever it is, if you want to come out, it's free. Come out to Legends on Friday. We're going to be doing a pregame and postgame. That's right by the Garden. As we get closer to the day Friday, I'll give you guys the address of Legends, but you can look it up. It's Legends near Madison Square Garden in New York City. We're going to be there to do a pregame and postgame show. There's going to be a bunch of people in attendance, a bunch of content creators all over the place. So definitely come out. We look forward to seeing you. So once again, a pleasure. And shout out to Jay Boogie. Earlier I played the song All Eyes on Us, so definitely salute to him. If you guys haven't seen it, check the recap of the video, start the show, you'll see it. It's a dope song. So yeah, man, pleasure. Another great one. We out of here, man. Take care.